Chapter 272. Oh, senior? Which senior is it? When I go back, I'll definitely go and thank him. At this moment, Long Zhong was also very surprised to hear Long Tian's words. He only knew a few people. As for who it was, Long Zhong really didn't know. Alas, I'm really ashamed. That senior didn't show up and happened to meet us. Then he asked us to come and save you, while he went to do something more important and more dangerous. Hearing Long Zhong's question, Long Tian lowered his head and revealed an ashamed expression as he replied to Long Zhong's question. Alas, what a pity! Hearing Long Zhong's answer, Long Zhong sighed and could only give up. He would talk about it later. Well, let's go quickly. After all, this is someone else's territory. If we stay here any longer, there may be other changes. Then the loss will outweigh the gain. At this moment, Long Tian hurriedly came to his senses and quickly untied Long Zhong. Then Long Tian carried Long Zhong outside. According to his memory, Long Tian quickly brought his second brother and Long Zhong back to the surface safely. Then he quickly left this place and flew back to Wuxia on his sword. Long Tian thought that after all, the mysterious man would blow up the laboratory later. The degree of danger was very high. Moreover, if the laboratory was blown up, it would definitely attract the attention of the masters of Country Yar. In that case, no one could escape at that time. Therefore, Long Tian and the other two didn't wait for Lin Rui to move away. Instead, they directly sealed the entrance of the cave and left. At this moment, Lin Rui had already arrived at the center of the laboratory where the specimens were stored. However, Lin Rui couldn't believe his eyes. The moment Lin Rui came in, what he saw made him, a person who killed without batting an eyelid, feel very cruel. At this moment, the experimental utensils in front of them were filled with various human organs. For example, the complete brain, eyes, nose, mouth, internal organs, and limbs. These important parts of the human body were all stored in the experimental utensils. There were so many that Lin Rui couldn't believe it. There were hundreds of them before. Seeing this scene, Lin Rui's face became gloomy. Haha, they're truly insane. I didn't think that these Japanese people would do such a thing to their own people. With a disdainful smile, Lin Rui strolled to the place where the information was placed. He picked it up and looked at it. Lin Rui's anger was ignited in an instant. Humph, those bastards, they used our Chinese compatriots as experimental subjects. As he spoke, Lin Rui slowly looked down. What made Lin Rui unable to believe was that these hundreds of corpses were all Wuxia people. There was not a single Japanese person. Lin Rui had already included this laboratory in his death list. No one could stop him. If anyone tried to stop him, there was only one word for it, and that was death. Swish. At this moment, Lin Rui decided to kill everyone in this laboratory. He wanted to avenge his dead compatriots. At this moment, Lin Rui's invisibility spell was removed by Lin Rui. His figure appeared in the sight of the ninja leader. You bastard. How did you come in? Tell me, how did you? Shut up, you bastards. How dare you use our Wuxia people as your test subjects? Do you really think that we Wuxia people are easy to bully? Today, I will avenge these people and seek justice for them. Whoosh. Lin Rui, who was still talking, disappeared in the next moment. After seeing this strange scene, the ninja leader began to look around, trying to find Lin Rui's figure. However, just as he was about to look for him, he felt a chill beginning to rise behind him. There is only one end for killing my compatriots, and that is death. You killed one of my compatriots, and I will use your lives to pay for it. I want to see if your small country can withstand my anger. At this moment, Lin Rui's anger had reached its peak. At this moment, Lin Rui's anger was unprecedented. Even when he was in Tianxian, he had not been so angry. You can't kill me. If you kill me, Master Orochi will not let you go. At this moment, the ninja was completely frightened. He did not expect this young Eastern cultivator to be so powerful. He was so powerful that he did not even notice it. Haha, Orochi, don't go to hell slowly. I will make you pay the price. Orochi, right? then I will send her to hell to see you." After saying that, Lin Rei no longer had any patience to chat with them. The moment he finished speaking, Lin Rei's hand, which had no spiritual power, directly grabbed the ninja leader's neck from behind as fast as lightning. Remember, in your next life, don't be born into the wrong body. In this life, you have lived in vain. At this moment, Lin Rei's words were so cold to the ninja leader. However, in the next moment, the ninja leader lost all consciousness. Crack. The hand that was strangling the ninja leader's neck moved slightly. The sound of bones breaking was heard, directly cutting off all his vitality. "Haha, it's starting. More than 100 corpses, I will make you pay the price. Even if it is Orochi, I will not be able to stop you." Plops. After seeing that the ninja leader in his hand was completely dead, he casually threw him aside. Then, Lin Rei's body turned into a shadow and began to rush toward all the surviving ninjas underground. At this moment, Lin Rei wanted to let them know that they could not bear the consequences of killing a Chinese citizen. His divine sense spread out, and the figures of all the ninjas in the laboratory appeared in Lin Li's mind. None of them were able to escape. Poof, 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 poof. For Lin Rei, killing them was as easy as killing chickens. Lin Rei did not let any of the ninjas and more than 30 professors or scientists who were involved in the experiment go. Even if they were all watching, in Lin Rei's view, they were not all human beings, they were all devils. However, Lin Li didn't kill them all. Instead, he spared the life of one of them because he still had important information that he needed to pass on alive. I don't care if you can do it or not. Understand what I'm saying. Tell your emperor and Orochi to come to Lin Hai to find me. I, Lin Li, will be waiting for them there. Remember, don't refuse to come. If you don't come, I will bury the entire our country with more than 100 of my compatriots. If you don't believe me, you can try. After saying that, Lin Rei looked at the ninja kneeling on the ground, trembling with fear in his eyes. Lin Rei could not help but ask again. Do you remember? Ah. Yes, I remember. Well, you hurry up and go. Remember my words, and tell your emperor and Orochi. After hearing the survivor's words, Lin Rei said with a smile. Then he used his spiritual force to send the survivor out. As for the seal at the entrance of the cave, Lin Rei did not care at all. A trace of spiritual force was casually pierced by Lin Rei. At this moment, there were no foreigners in the laboratory. Lin Rei was silent. After a long silence, Lin Rei said, "My Chinese compatriots, you can rest assured. I'll avenge you. But even if it is a corpse, I will not let you die in a foreign country. I will find a place in China with good feng shui and let you rest in China." Looking at more than 100 corpses, the only thing Lin Rei could do for them was to bring them all back. He could not let them die in a foreign country. With that, Lin Rei's spiritual force moved and directly wrapped all the corpses of the Chinese disciples present and put them into the storage ring. Phew, it's finally done. Now, I'm just waiting for Orochi to arrive. Seeing that everything had been done, Lin Rei directly left this place. However, after coming to the ground, Lin Rei took out his Imu 10,000 art sword and directly used all the strength of the peak of the Mahayana realm. 1,000 feet long sword chi directly from top to bottom, directly locking the place where the laboratory was, creating a huge canyon. The laboratory was burned clean by Lin Rei's Samadhi true fire, leaving not even a trace behind. Chapter 273. Reporting, Your Majesty, your subordinate ninja Kame Ichiro has something important to report. At this moment, in the country our palace, the ninja, who was released by Lin Rei, returned to the palace. The first thing he did was to go to the emperor's bedroom. He wanted to report what had happened before, but because of the seriousness of this matter, Kame Ichiro could only directly report it to the emperor. What? Kame Ichiro from the ninja village. I remember that he is in the laboratory, guarding the laboratory. Why is he here? Could it be? Quick, let him in. At this moment, a middle-aged man in the room seemed to realize something. He was so excited that he quickly asked the historian next to him to summon Kame Ichiro, who was outside the door. The historian came to the door and opened it. After seeing Kame Ichiro kneeling outside the door, he said to him, "Okay, don't kneel. Come in quickly. His Majesty wants to see you." After passing the message, the historian didn't look at Kame Ichiro again. He returned to his original place and stayed there quietly. Okay. When Kame Ichiro heard the emperor's call, he quickly stood up and hurried in. Ninja Village, Kame Ichiro greets your majesty. Kame Ichiro, who had just entered the room, saw the middle-aged man in the seat and quickly knelt on the ground to kowtow to him. Well, you can get up. Since you are a ninja from the ninja village, your responsibility should be in the laboratory. Why are you here? Also, you said that you have something important to report. Could it be that the biohuman in the laboratory has been successfully developed? At this moment, the emperor, who didn't understand the facts, was immersed in his own fantasy. But when he heard Kame Ichiro's report, his expectations were completely shattered. Your Majesty, no. No. It's not what you think. The laboratory was destroyed, and everyone inside was killed. Boom! After hearing Kame Ichiro's report, the emperor, who was sitting in his seat, couldn't bear the blow and fainted directly. When Kame Ichiro, who was kneeling on the ground, saw this scene, his neck couldn't help but shrink into his clothes, looking scared. Your Majesty, what's wrong? At this moment, the scribe at the side saw that their leader, the emperor, had fainted. He immediately rushed over to check on the emperor's condition. Cough, 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 I'm fine. Help me up. At this moment, the emperor's consciousness was unable to withstand my own attacks. After a while, he slowly accepted the situation and his mood changed a little. Yes. When the scribe heard the emperor's words, he hurriedly helped him up and then obediently went to the side, looking at him with a worried expression. The emperor didn't dare to go too far away, in order to prevent himself from fainting again. Tell me, what the hell is going on? Do people in the ninja village eat well? Why would they be afraid of you destroying the laboratory? To them, the laboratory was a big deal. Initially, they wanted to rely on the biohumans that they had developed to trigger an international war. But now, everything was ruined. It's an Eastern cultivator. Not only that, but that Eastern cultivator entered the laboratory and killed all the ninjas, including one of our pinnacle ninjas. In the end, the laboratory was also destroyed. Kame Ichiro explained the whole story. When he was explaining, the scene of his compatriots being killed reappeared in his mind, and his body couldn't help but tremble. What? Eastern cultivator? Since they are all dead, how did you escape? Hearing Kame Ichiro's words, the emperor was very puzzled. Since they were all dead, then what was going on with this person in front of him? Could it be? At this moment, the emperor had no choice but to be cautious because even the ninja leader was dead, and only this person escaped. It was hard not to be suspicious. Your Majesty, it's not what you think. I was released by that person. He asked me to accompany you to pass a message to Master Orochi. As the saying goes, if the monarch wants his subject to die, the subject has to die. Even if Kame Ichiro was a heavenly ninja, he still obeyed the emperor's orders. Seeing the emperor's doubts, Kame Ichiro quickly explained the reason why he was released. The Eastern cultivator said that if he killed one person, he would take back more than 100 lives. Moreover, he also asked you and Master Orochi to go to Lin Hai to call him. That person also said that if you don't go, he will bury the entire country with him. He also said that he has the strength. If you don't believe it, you can try. Phew. Finally, he said everything. Kame Ichiro's tense nerves relaxed at this moment. What? He wants to bury country with him? And he asked me and Master Orochi to go to see him? At this moment, sitting in the seat, it seemed that he had heard the funniest thing in the world. But in the end, he would rather believe it than not. Finally, he decided that this trip to Lin Hai was a must. Well, you can leave now. Take care of yourself. After saying that, the emperor left the room. Kame Ichiro, who was kneeling on the ground, quickly stood up and left in the direction of his home. At this moment, the emperor, who had left, came to a secret place and said to the heir, "Master Orochi, someone destroyed the laboratory. Moreover, the eastern cultivator asked you to go with me to Lin Hai to see him. If you don't go, he will bury the entire country are with him." Master Orochi. Master Orochi. After a long time, there was still no response. So, the emperor called again, but there was still no response. "Well, I know. In that case, let's go. Anyway, I haven't moved for so many years. It's time to go out for a walk." After hearing this extremely cold sentence, the emperor's body floated up in horror and flew towards the east. By now, Linley was already feeling impatient. After all, no one had ever made him wait this long. This was the first time someone had ever made him wait this long. What arrogance. A beast dares to put on such airs. There was no other way. No matter how angry he was, if this matter was not solved, Lin Rei would not be at ease even if he left. Sitting on a rock by the sea, he held a wine jar in one hand and poured it into his mouth. At the same time, he could not help but look at the sea in front of him. His mood was at ease at this moment. Chapter 274. Time passed bit by bit. Even Lin Rei himself didn't know how long he had been waiting. But fortunately, Orochi and the Emperor of Country are arrived at Lin Hai, where Lin Rei was. At this moment, Lin Rei had already recovered. Just as the two of them entered the range of Lin Rei's divine sense, Lin Rei's consciousness returned to his body. Looking at the two people, Lin Rei didn't talk nonsense and asked directly, "Are you two Orochi and Emperor N of Country are?" "Haha, but yes, it has been a long time since someone spoke to me like this. Seeing that you have the guts today, I will let you die without any pain." At this moment, the middle-aged man opposite Lin Rei didn't answer after hearing Lin Rei's words. Instead, he muttered to himself like a fool. Of course, Lin Rei, who was at the peak of the Mahayana stage, heard the man's words clearly, but he didn't get angry at all because this was also something that made Lin Rei happy today. "Oh, let's not talk nonsense. You should all know that I'm here today, so let's do it." Lin Rei was too lazy to talk nonsense with them. If Lin Rei wasn't in a hurry to go back, Lin Rei would definitely accompany her here for a while. "Haha, that's exactly what I want." Orochi, who was standing with the emperor, had a smile on his face. But in an instant, his body disappeared as soon as he finished speaking. At this moment, Lin Rei was surprised to see Orochi disappear. He knew that someone who could do this was at least at the peak of the Mahayana stage. However, Lin Rei didn't expect Orochi to have such strength. Insignificant tricks. You've only been watching TV for a few days, yet you've killed the people of Wuxia. I think you're tired of living and came here to seek death. The moment he finished speaking, Lin Rei released his divine sense and instantly enveloped an area with a radius of a few kilometers. At this moment, Orohead's figure also appeared in Lin Rei's divine sense. Sure enough, you're only at the pinnacle of the Mahayana stage. However, I'm surprised that you're able to cultivate to this stage. At this moment, Lin Rei was not in a hurry to make a move because he did not understand that the aura in Orochi's body was the same as the aura of the ninjas he killed before. He did not understand how they cultivated, so Lin Rei raised his head and asked in the direction of Orochi.
"What?
You found me so quickly?"
No.
"No. Impossible, it must be a bluff." You want me to believe that you found me and then make me reveal my true body? Child's play. Orochi, who was hiding, panicked for a moment when he saw Lin Rei looking at the place where he was hiding. But soon, he arrogantly thought that Lin Rei actually did not find him at all, and just wanted to use these words to trick him. If Lin Rei knew Orochi's thoughts, he would definitely think that this person must be retarded, having all kinds of ideas.
Oh.
You don't want to come out, right? In that case, don't blame me. After speaking, Lin Rei waited for a long time, but still did not see Orochi's figure appear. At this moment, Lin Rei's anger was completely aroused by him.
Swish.
The Emu 10,000 magical sword instantly appeared in Lin Rei's hand out of thin air. Extreme wind. Meteorite strike. Spiritual power instantly gathered in the Emu 10,000 magical sword and directly slashed at the place where Orochi was hiding. In an instant, 100 feet-long sword intent directly rushed to the place where Orochi was hiding. Right now, after sensing the terrifying power of Linley's sword intent, Hydra knew that what he had been thinking was all a lie. Actually, Linley had already found where he was. Only, it was too late to say anything now. The sword intent emitted by the Everwood Sword of 10,000 Laws was extremely powerful. Furthermore, Linley was using the wind's extremity of the third-level incinerate technique. Thus, the speed of the sword intent wasn't something a Mahayana cultivator could dodge. The sword intent instantly appeared where Orochi was, and at this moment, Orochi was unable to make any moves to resist. He could only close his eyes and wait for the arrival of fate.
Bang.
In an instant, the sword intent directly blasted on Orochi's body. Suddenly, the hidden figure of Orochi appeared in Lin Rei's eyes. However, Orochi's life was hanging by a thread at this moment, and he could not make any waves. He was lying on the ground like a dead dog, and blood kept flowing out of his mouth. His breath was also fading away. The Japanese emperor, who had been standing by the side and watching, could not hold back anymore. He couldn't hold it in any longer. Seeing the god of his own country so easily defeated by the Eastern cultivators, he was scared. Are you the emperor of the Japanese? At this moment, Lin Rei no longer had any fighting spirit. For the current situation, Lin Rei had already expected it, but he did not expect it to be so boring. Haha, Senior, I am the emperor of the Japanese. I don't know if Senior has any orders for me. At this moment, after hearing Lin Rei's question, the foolish emperor wanted to resist, but in the face of such a powerful existence, even if he wanted to, he did not dare to resist. At this moment, the foolish emperor was like a dog, wagging his tail in front of Lin Rei. This was the emperor of country R. What happened today didn't have to happen. It's all your fault. You used our Chinese people to develop biohumans. You really know how to scheme. If I didn't come here today, I wouldn't have known that you were preparing to retaliate against Wuxia. Although Lin Rei was not a very patriotic person, his hatred for the Japanese was deeply engraved in Lin Rei's bones. This was something that he did unconsciously. Senior, I know what I did. Please forgive me this time. At this moment, the foolish emperor was completely terrified. He remembered that he had to endure the report that if he killed a Wuxia person, he would have to pay for it with the lives of thousands of people. Now he knew that this matter was true, but how could the foolish emperor let this happen? If he knew that country R was a small country, the population was scarce. If it was calculated according to the number of people, then hundreds of thousands of country R people would have to pay the price. Now you know how to be afraid, but don't you think it's too late? Seeing the foolish emperor's body fighting by itself, Lin Rei sneered in his heart. It was not that Lin Rei did not care about people's feelings, but the foolish emperor himself was inhumane. Otherwise, he would not have used more than 100 Wuxia people's lives as an experiment. However, I am not such an ungrateful person. If it was calculated according to the number of people, I am afraid that a small number of people in your country will have to pay the price. So, now let's use your country's snake to pay the corresponding price. With that, Lin Rei did not ask for the foolish emperor's opinion. He instantly released his spiritual energy, and an invisible hand of spiritual energy instantly appeared on Orochi's body and directly lifted him to Longzhong. This is the price you have to pay for killing Wuxia people, but this price is too light for you. From now on, you have to unconditionally submit to Wuxia. If you do anything bad, I believe you know my means. I will make the entire country pay the price. At that time, if you do anything bad, don't blame me. With his bang, Hydra's body exploded in the air. However, it did not scatter in all directions as expected. Instead, it turned into a blood mist and dissipated in the air. Linley did not even spare the soul. He directly crushed it and made it disappear.
Ah.
A scream came out from foolish Emperor Tian Huang's mouth. His body fell to the ground unconsciously. His body curled up and trembled. His eyes were filled with fear. If he had known earlier, he would have never seen such a scene. This was the first time he had seen such a scene. Remember, if you have any ideas about Wuxia, this will be your consequence. Oh, yes, this is only one of the thousands of ways to die. If you dare to go back on your words, I will let you know why flowers are so red. Yes, I will remember. I will remember, Senior. From now on, I will follow Huaxia's lead. I will not do anything to hurt Wuxia. At this moment, the foolish emperor, who was lying on the ground, trembled as he replied Lin Rei. And what made Lin Rei laugh the most was that this so-called foolish emperor was so scared that he wet his pants. At this moment, the foolish emperor's pants were wet. His pants were wet all day long. Haha, so you are the leader of a country. Seeing this scene, Lin Rei shook his head and laughed coldly. He did not know how a person like this could become the leader of a country. Remember your words. I will keep an eye on you.
So.
After Lin Li finished speaking, his body began to fade until he disappeared. The foolish emperor, who was lying on the ground, couldn't calm down for a long time. He was still filled with fear, and his body heaved up and down. As for Lin Li, he was already flying in the direction of Yanjing. At the entrance of the Long family's villa in Yanjing, Wuxia, 3 people landed from the sky. One of them was seriously injured. Well, Long Tian and this little brother, thank you this time. If you have any problems in the future, feel free to look for me. As long as I can do it, I will do it. Of course, if I can't do it, then I won't do it. The person who spoke was Lin Rei's target in country, Longzhong. His father had safely returned to the Long family's villa in Yanjing. Ha, good, Brother Long is really straightforward. I will remember what you said. If I have any problems in the future, I will definitely not look for you for help. Chapter 275. Alright, I'll wait for you to find me. At this moment, Long Tian and his second brother had already turned around and were preparing to leave. Long Zhong was also very reluctant to part with them. Although they had only been together for less than 2 days, they had already become good brothers. Now that they were about to leave, Long Zhong was very reluctant to part with them. Alright, Brother Long, our mission has been completed. We won't stay any longer. Take care. Long Tian said to Long Zhong, then informed his brother beside him. Then, he flew into the sky on his sword and disappeared into the horizon.
Sigh.
Thank you for saving me. Although you said that someone asked you to do so, I still have to thank you. We'll meet again, if fate allows. After watching Long Tian and his brother's figures disappear, Long Zhong turned around and dragged his tired and weak body towards the Long family's villa. At this moment, at the entrance of the Long family's villa, the gatekeeper had already seen Long Zhong's arrival. However, as the few of them were talking, he didn't come forward to support him. At this moment, Long Zhong was already walking towards the door. The gatekeeper hurriedly went forward to support Long Zhong and asked with concern, Elder, you're finally back. You don't know. Madame Ouyang, young Master Feng, and Miss Ro were almost crazy with worry when you were missing.
What?
Jing, where are my 2 children now? Are they all right? At this moment, after hearing news of his wife and children, Long Zhong's body seemed to have returned to its previous state. He directly shook off the gatekeeper's support and asked anxiously, They're
fine.
I think I heard that they went to Tianwan Garden 2 days ago to look for your eldest son. They haven't been back for the past few days. They should be at Tianwan Garden. The sudden situation shocked the gatekeeper. He hurriedly reported the news of Ouyang Jing, Lin Ro, and Lin Feng in a panic. Phew, it's good that they're fine. It's good that they're fine. After hearing the gatekeeper's reply, Long Zhong clearly heaved a sigh of relief. The nervousness on his face gradually receded. The strength in his body instantly disappeared, and he fell to the side.
Ah.
Elder Long, what's wrong with you? When the people at the side saw Long Tian's body fall to the side, they quickly supported Long Xing, who was about to fall to the ground. However, at this time, after Long Zhong's cultivation was abolished, he had overused his energy in the past few days. Now that he had returned home and felt safe, his tense nerves suddenly relaxed. At this moment, his body finally couldn't take it anymore and directly collapsed.
Sigh.
Forget it. I'd better hurry and send him in. Otherwise, if we're late, the higher-ups will blame us again. At that time, even if I have 100 lives, I won't be able to bear the consequences. Looking at the unconscious elder of the Long family, Long Zhong, the guard hurriedly carried him and walked straight into the depths of the Long family villa. Long Zhong arrived home. Although Lin Rui did not come back with them, Lin Rui, who was at the peak of the Mahayana stage, had already returned to the Tianwan Garden in Beijing in 2 hours, at the door of his villa. I think that person should have returned home by now. Lin Rui, who was now in the air, glanced at the Long family villa with a satisfied smile and descended from the sky. Although Lin Rui did not appear to be very worried about Long Zhong on the surface, anyone who paid attention would definitely be able to see the trace of worry in Lin Rui's eyes. However, this phenomenon only lasted for a moment and did not last long. Unless it was someone whose consciousness surpassed Lin Rui's, no one else would be able to discover that something was wrong with Lin Rui. It's finally done. Looks like it's time to leave this place. After arriving at the door of the villa and looking left and right to make sure there was no one around, Lin Rui removed the invisibility spell on his body and appeared at the door. Without hesitation, he pushed open the door and walked directly into the villa. At this moment, the villa was completely silent. There was no sound, and there was no sign of his son, Jin En, cultivating. After discovering the abnormality of the villa, Lin Rui could not help but be vigilant. Although there were over 100 members of the Dark Department here, Lin Rui could not guarantee that there would be no danger. Before returning from the mysterious Heaven Continent, Lin Rui did not think that there would be any cultivators at the Mahayana stage or even beyond the Mahayana stage here. However, this idea was disproven again and again, so Lin Rui could not help but be vigilant in the face of such a situation. Step by step, Lin Rui arrived at the door and released his consciousness at this moment. When it was enough to extend to cover the entire villa, Lin Rui stopped extending it. At this moment, the situation in the villa appeared clearly in Lin Rui's mind. It seems that I was overthinking. At this moment, Lin Rui saw that his mother, wife, son, and younger brother and sister were sitting on the sofa in the living room in a daze. No one was talking, and no one was easy to talk to. The atmosphere was so solemn that no one dared to speak. Seeing this scene, Lin Rui's face was full of smiles. After relaxing his vigilance, he walked into the house. Mother, I'm back. Before the person arrived, the voice arrived first. This voice directly broke the solemn atmosphere. After hearing that it was his son's voice, Ouyang Jing's solemn face was instantly filled with excitement. He quickly walked out of the door. Jin Ling was even more excited. She had been in seclusion for 8 years. She had just come out of seclusion, but she didn't have the time to say a few words to herself before she went out to do those dangerous things. Now that she had finally returned safely, how could Jin Ling not be happy? Not only them, but Lin Feng and Lin Ro were also sitting in the living room. However, at this time, the two of them had changed their names. After entering the Long family 8 years ago, they changed their names from the original surname Lin to the surname Long. Big brother, father. You're finally back. At the same time, several people stood up and opened the door with excitement. Finally, the simple voice that they wanted to hear appeared in front of everyone's eyes. Look at how excited you are. Didn't I just go out for 2 days? Is there a need to be so excited? After walking into the villa, Lin Rui saw that everyone was so excited to welcome him. Lin Rui was really flattered, especially when he saw that his mother could not wait to come in front of him. Although Lin Rui knew why his mother was so excited, Lin Rui was still very excited. Rui.
Ray.
How is it? How is your father? Is he okay? Where is he now? As soon as he came in, Ouyang Jing did not give Lin Rei any chance to speak. He directly put a pile of questions in front of him and waited expectantly for his son's answer. Ugh. This. Looking at how nervous his mother was for Long Zhong, Lin Rei was speechless for a moment and did not know what to say. After hearing her mother's words, Jin Ling, who was following closely behind Ouyang Jing, walked up unhappily and began to care about Lin Rei warmly. Hubby, how have you been these few days? Are you hurt? Have you eaten? Oh, by the way, have you eaten? Why don't I make some for you now? Jin Ling's words stunned Ouyang Jing. At this moment, Ouyang Jing realized that he had lost his composure and, at the same time, felt guilty towards Lin Rei. After seeing his wife's concerned gaze, Lin Rei felt that no matter how hard and tiring Lin Rei was, it was fine. It's okay. Look, I'm fine. But I'm really hungry.
You're right about that.
Why don't you go and cook first? Let's have a good chat in the evening. Okay. Take a seat first. I'll cook for you. It'll be ready soon. After hearing her husband's words, Jin Ling showed a flustered and concerned face. She hurried to the kitchen, trotted all the way to the kitchen, and began to cook. At this moment, Ouyang Jing felt even more guilty towards his son in front of him, but he did not know what to say. Well, mother, that person is fine. Although I haven't seen him, I've asked someone to believe that he has arrived home at this moment. However, it's inevitable for him to be injured, so you don't have to worry. Lin Rei was not lying. He really did not know how Long Zhong was at this moment because he had not seen him at all. Therefore, Lin Rei's words were not exaggerated. What? You haven't seen your father? Then you go. That's enough. I don't want to hear the word father here. Even if I went to save him, it would be for your sake. So, let's not talk about this matter anymore. What I can tell you about, he has already been released. At this moment, Lin Rei's mood was still very good, but now, all the good mood was destroyed. After seeing his son's expression, Ouyang Jing knew that this matter could only be delayed. If he continued to talk about it, he was afraid that it would be counterproductive. Okay. Mother won't talk about it. Don't be angry. You see, you just came back. Why don't you rest first? I'll go back and see him. When he recovers, I'll bring him here to see you. Looking at his mother's eager to see Long Zhong, Lin Rei sighed in his heart. He knew that he could not keep his mother at this moment, so Lin Rei did not stop her. Okay, then you can go. But that person doesn't need to come. After saying that, Lin Rei walked towards the sofa in the middle of the hall with a disappointed look. Ouyang Jing left the Lin family villa without looking back and rushed towards the Long family villa. After seeing their mother leave, Long Feng and Long Ro also moved and stepped out of the door. Just as they were about to leave, they were stopped by Lin Rei's voice. Little Feng, little Ro, although you don't have the same surname as me now, you are still my brother and sister. This will never change. In the future, spend more time with mother and take care of her. Don't let her be bullied in the Long family. If there's anything, you can come here and look for the secret operation. Chapter 276.
What?
At this moment, Long Feng and Long Ro, who had stopped at the door, thought that they had misheard, so they quickly asked again. However, after hearing what their big brother said, the two of them knew that there must be a reason behind it. Otherwise, he wouldn't have said such words. In the future, take care of mother. This will always be your safe haven. The more they listened, the more they felt that something was amiss. However, at this moment, they were anxious to go back and see their father, so they didn't dwell on this matter. Oh, we know. Don't worry, if mother is bullied by the Long family, I will definitely come back to find you and let you punish all the people who bullied mother in the Long family. Yes, big brother, don't we still have you? As long as you're here, who can bully mother? Alright, let's not talk about it anymore. We'll go back first. After saying goodbye to Lin Rei, the two of them left the Lin family villa in a hurry and headed in the direction of the Long family villa. At this moment, Lin Rei, who was in the Lin family villa, looked at the empty door for a long time, and didn't come back to his senses for a long time. His face was full of reluctance, which made one's heart ache. Father, they're already far away. Father, they're already far away. There's no one here. Jin-en, who had been standing by the side and listening to their conversation, saw his father staring blankly at the door without moving for a long time. Therefore, Jin-en walked up and called out to Lin Rei. However, there was no response, so he called out again. Finally, Lin Rei, who had composed himself, finally came back to his senses. However, his eyes didn't leave the door. Sigh. Now that they're gone, we might never see each other again. You have to take care of yourselves in the future. After saying this, Lin Rei's eyes gradually filled with tears until they finally flowed down from Lin Rei's eyes. Ah? Father, you're crying? At this moment, Jin-en was stunned to see his brave and strong father, who had never shed tears in his mind, shed tears at this moment. Son, as the saying goes, men don't cry easily. It's only because they haven't been deeply hurt. Therefore, it's not strange for men to cry. The key is whether they dare to cry or not. Finally, after the sadness passed, Lin Rei's mood returned to its previous state of being as calm as still water. However, when he saw his son, he slightly avoided looking at him. Faced with Jinen's question, Lin Rei reluctantly used the old saying to dodge it. Otherwise, he would lose face. All right, let's not talk about this anymore. After we finish eating, you should quickly pack up. Who knows, we might have to leave this place in a few days. Lin Rei took Jinen's hand and walked towards the kitchen. On the way, Lin Rei told Jin-en about his departure.
Ah.
Then should we tell Grandma, Uncle, and Auntie? Hearing his father's words, Jin-en's footsteps came to a halt. Raising his head, he looked at Linley and asked, No need. They have their own lives and we have our own. Since we're not destined to be people of the same world, there's no need to let them know. After saying this, Lin Rei let go of Jin-en's hand and walked towards the kitchen without saying anything else. Jin-en, after interacting with Ouyang-jing, Long Feng, and Long Ro for so many years, had gradually fallen in love with them. It was inevitable that he would feel a little uncomfortable suddenly leaving after saying this. Lin Rei also knew that it was a little abrupt to suddenly say this, but this matter had to be said sooner or later. Since this was the case, there was no need to delay it. In the depths of the Long family's villa, in a room, Long Zhong was lying on the bed with bandages all over his body. His eyes were closed, and Wei Kei's breathing was extremely weak.
Bang.
A loud sound came from the door. The door was kicked open, and Ouyang-jing hurriedly walked in. When he saw his husband's miserable state, tears flowed from his eyes uncontrollably. Brother Zhong, what happened to you? Don't scare Jing or woo. Ouyang-jing came to the bedside, held Long Zhong's hand and began to cry. Once he cried, it was really uncontrollable. Tell me, if something happens to you, how do you want me to live? We're finally reunited. If something bad happens to you, how do you want Feng to live? How do you want Ro to live? You haven't even acknowledged Ray yet. After a burst of crying, the people outside the door finally couldn't listen to it anymore. They walked in and pulled Ouyang-jing away from the bedside. I say, Ouyang, don't be like this, Zhong, or we'll be fine. It's just that his cultivation has been destroyed. In the future, don't talk about longevity. Even if he can live for 100 years, he'll be thankful enough. Boom. Hearing this, Ouyang-jing's mind suddenly went blank. What did she mean by destroying his cultivation? What did she mean by not being able to live for more than 100 years? Ouyang-jing couldn't accept this. No, impossible. How could Brother Zhong's cultivation have been destroyed? How could it be? Impossible. You must be lying to me, right? Tell me, are you lying to me? It's impossible, woo. Looking at Ouyang-jing's expression, he didn't stop her in the end. He could only watch her sit on the ground and cry, but he didn't know what to say. This was the truth. Even as the first head of the family, he didn't know what to do. Mother, what happened to you? At this time, the voices of Long Feng and Long Ro came from outside the door. After a while, the two figures appeared in front of Ouyang Jing's eyes.
Ah.
Mother, what happened to you? Why are you crying? When Long Feng and Long Ro came in and saw their mother sitting on the ground and crying, they immediately walked over and wanted to ask what had happened. Feng, your father's cultivation has been destroyed by someone. Moreover, he's still angry at this moment.
What?
Hearing their mother's words, Long Feng and Long Ro immediately raised their heads and looked at their father on the bed. His body was covered in bandages, and his breathing was weak. For a moment, the two of them were silent. However, at this time, Long Feng's eyes stared blankly. As if he had thought of something, he rushed out without caring about anyone. When Long Ro saw this scene, she was stupefied. She didn't know where her brother went, and the current her didn't have the mood to chase after him to find out. Mother, don't cry. If he doesn't have cultivation, so what? Even if he can't live forever, it's still good to live a peaceful life. Moreover, father is a good person. I believe that he'll get better soon. After hearing his daughter's consolation, the crying Ouyang Jing nodded and said, Yes, I believe you. I believe that your father will make it through. Some families were happy, while others were sad. At this moment, the Long family was filled with a heavy atmosphere. However, the Lin family villa was different. At this moment, in the main hall of the Lin family villa, Lin Rei's family was happily sitting together, talking and laughing, eating and chatting. The scene was very beautiful and desirable. Haha, our family hasn't had a good meal together like this for a long time. Since the last time we went into seclusion 8 years ago, we've only had one meal together. However, you can rest assured that in the future, as long as I have time, we'll still think about the innocent sea. Looking at this scene, Linley couldn't help but think back to his days in the unobstructed sea in the profound sky continent. Those happy days were like immortals. At the same time, he also knew that ever since he regained his memories, this home was like a hotel to him. He would come whenever he wanted, and if he didn't want to, he would buy a room outside. In fact, he hadn't even seen them for 8 or 9 years. Linley felt very guilty about this. Haha, it's okay. Hearing their husband, father's words, Jean Ling and Jean En both smiled happily. Husband, I know that you're busy. We don't blame you for this. Moreover, you're doing this to protect this family, to protect N.Er. Therefore, not only do we not blame you, but we also support you very much. Not only that, in the future, we'll also work hard to cultivate and strive to catch up to your footsteps and then help you share the burden.
Yes.
Jean En, who was sitting next to her, hurriedly agreed after hearing his mother's words. Mother is right. In the future, I'll work hard to cultivate and then work hard to become stronger. When that time comes, father, mother, you can enjoy the happiness of a family. I'll take care of the outside matters. I'll help you. Ha, ha ha ha. Suddenly, a carefree laughter came out of Lin Rei's mouth. His face was full of smiles. Ha ha ha. Good, good, good. As expected of my son. You're responsible and responsible. Good. But you're still young. How can I let you protect me? Besides, I'm very happy to have the ability to protect all of you. Moreover, I'm very satisfied to be able to protect all of you. So, I won't entrust all of my power to you. I just want you to be independent for a few days. I have no other requests. I don't want anything else. At this moment, Lin Rei's heart was incomparably carefree and happy. To be able to hear his son say these words, he believed that any parent in the world would be happy for a long, long time if they heard it. Oh, Jean En, who was originally full of ambition, instantly pinched down after hearing Lin Rei's words. Haha, look at what you're saying. Both of us are unhappy looking for an. Besides, I want Xiao En to protect me. Xiao En protects me. I'm happy. Seeing that her son was unhappy, Jean Ling quickly winked at Lin Rei and said to her son, Oh. At this time, Lin Rei suddenly woke up and quickly agreed, Yes, Ling, you're right. Maybe in the future, our family will rely on N.Er to take care of us when we're old.
Yes.
Father, mother, when I have the ability in the future, I'll take care of you. Chapter 277.
Bang.
Just as Lin Rei and his family were chatting at the dining table, the door at the main entrance seemed to have been kicked open by someone, making a loud noise. At this time, Jean N, who was in the living room, was suddenly interrupted by a loud noise when he was in the middle of a lively conversation. It was inevitable that he would feel very unhappy. The moment the sound came out, Jean N stood up abruptly and turned around to walk towards the source of the loud noise that interrupted him. However, he was stopped by his father, Lin Rei. Sit down. It's your uncle who came. Seeing how rash he is, something must have happened. At this moment, Lin Rei looked at the main entrance and frowned. He had a bad premonition, but he couldn't put it into words. Looking at his son's posture, it was obvious that he was unhappy because he was interrupted just now and was ready to go out and ask for an explanation. Therefore, Lin Rei quickly stopped him. It's uncle? Hearing his father's words, Jean turned around and asked his father with a look of surprise because in his memory, his uncle had never made such a big move. Therefore, after hearing his father's answer, Jean didn't dare to believe it. Look. Something must have happened. After saying that, Lin Rei closed his mouth and didn't say anything else. He lowered his head and ate the sumptuous food that Jean Ling had made for him. Sure enough, not long after, a figure rushed in hurriedly and rushed towards where Lin Rei was. His face was filled with anxiety. Big brother, you quickly think of a way to save father. After father was taken away by the Japanese, his dantian was destroyed and he was covered in injuries. Now, he's still lying unconscious on the bed. Mother has been crying at father's bedside because of this matter. Can you think of a way?
Bang.
When Long Feng mentioned Long Zhong, his face, which was originally filled with happiness while eating the food cooked by his wife, instantly turned gloomy. When Long Feng finished speaking, Linley finally couldn't hold it in any longer and slammed his chopsticks on the table. Instantly, the place where Linley slammed his chopsticks, a dense spider web of cracks spread out in all directions. Even the nearby Jean was startled by Linley's actions. No matter what, Jean had never seen his father so angry before. This was the first time he had ever seen it. Hubby, you don't be angry. At this time, even Jean Ling beside him was a little scared, but she didn't retreat because of fear. Instead, she came forward to comfort him. Little brother, that's enough. I do love you very much, but there's a limit. You can't talk like that in front of me just because I love you. I've said it before, that person doesn't want to hear it. What's more, he's injured and wants me to treat him. That's simply impossible. Today, I'll treat it as you've been blinded by the matter and won't argue with you. If something like this happens again, I won't care if you're my little brother or not. At this moment, Lin Rei was really angry. Today, it was his mother who couldn't wait to go back after knowing that the person was fine. Then it was his younger brother. They had never thought about his feelings. Now, it was good that someone thought of him when something happened. How could this be possible? Seeing the rage on Linley's face and the murderous look in his eyes, Long Feng's body trembled, and he took a step back. His eyes were filled with terror as he stared at his big brother. He had never imagined that his big brother, who had always doted on him and protected him no matter what, would say such words at this moment. And Long Feng could sense that his big brother's words were true. No, I must let big brother save father. In this world, I think only big brother has the ability to save father. At this moment, Long Feng, who was scared back, secretly swore in his heart. However, the previous timid expression on his face disappeared, leaving only determination. Big brother, I know you don't want to lose father, but have you ever thought about it? Mother and father have just been separated for a short time. If something happens to father, what do you think mother will do? Also, have you ever thought that we have just reunited with father? If something happens to father, we will become orphans again. What do you think we will do? At this moment, Long Feng seemed to have spilled out. He took a step forward and shouted at Lin Rei what he wanted to say in his heart. However, as soon as he finished speaking, Long Feng realized that he regretted it.
Ugh.
At this moment, after Lin Rei heard his younger brother's words, his face was full of shock. His heart was aching. He never thought that his younger brother would use this matter to threaten him. Little brother, how can you say that? You can't blame your brother for this matter. Have you ever thought about your big brother's feelings? If you do this, even sister-in-law won't help you. Not only Lin Rei, but even Jin Ling, who was next to him, scolded Long Feng angrily after hearing his words.
I.
At this moment, Long Feng was very regretful. He wanted to take back what he had just said. He also knew that he had gone a little overboard. Unfortunately, there was no medicine for regret in this world. Words that were said were like water that was spilled out. It was too late for regrets. Okay, I understand what you mean. Don't worry. I will save him, and I will return you and Jinkong's father. However, I will not help you restore his cultivation. After saying that, Linley's eyes were lifeless. He stood up weakly and walked out. Seeing this scene, Jin Ling originally wanted to go up and stop him, but in the end, she returned to her original position and gave up on the thought of stopping him. She knew that her husband's heart was filled with bitterness and pain. Okay, now you're satisfied. The missing mother came here and knelt down to threaten him. Then, the younger brother scolded the older brother angrily. But do you know that your older brother also wants someone to care for him? Your older brother also wants his own father, but all of this was ruined by you. Lin Rei was very uncomfortable, but Jin Ling was even more uncomfortable than her husband. At this moment, Jin Ling was uncomfortable but couldn't breathe. She choked and said to Long Feng, her eyes filled with heartache.
I.
At this moment, Long Feng was speechless when he heard Jin Ling's words. He didn't know what to say, nor did he know what to say. Lowering his head, his eyes were filled with guilt as he recalled the series of bad actions from before. Long Feng wished that he could just slit his neck and commit suicide. All right, you can go now. Your matter has been resolved. Your brother will definitely do what he promised. As she spoke, Jin Ling did not say another word to Long Feng. She directly pulled Jin En, who had been silent all this time, and walked upstairs. Long Feng was the only one left in the living room. He stood there in a daze, not knowing what was going on. Sigh. After a long time, Long Feng stood in the living room like this for a long time. Finally, he sighed, turned around, and walked out of the Lin family villa. At this moment, Long Feng felt as if he had lost something in his heart. He was extremely uncomfortable. On a street in Yanjing, Lin Rei, who had left home, walked aimlessly all the way here. He just kept walking forward, not knowing what to do. At this moment, other than feeling uncomfortable, Lin Rei's heart was in pain. He had painstakingly returned here from the alternate dimension for his mother and younger brother and sister. Now, everything didn't need him anymore. Moreover, at this moment, Lin Rei even felt that he was an extra existence. What should I do? What should I do? At this moment, Lin Rei kept asking himself, but no one could give him an answer. Hey, don't you have eyes? Didn't you see that you bumped into my girlfriend? At this moment, a middle-aged man stood in front of Lin Rei and said directly to Lin Rei. Beside him, a very conservatively dressed woman looked at this scene with a worried expression, not knowing what to do. At this moment, how could Lin Rei pay attention to them? At this moment, Lin Rei wanted to walk the rest of the way quietly. Therefore, Lin Rei didn't hear their words at all and continued walking forward. Io, didn't you hear me? You bumped into my girlfriend, and you didn't even apologize? Seeing Lin Rei's actions, the middle-aged man seemed to want to get an explanation for his girlfriend. He directly chased after Lin Rei and threw a punch at Lin Rei's face. Pung! A very loud sound came from Lin Rei's face. Because he was unprepared, Lin Rei fell to the ground directly because of the middle-aged man's punch. Therefore, at this moment, Lin Rei slowly regained his senses. At the moment when he regained his senses, Lin Rei looked at the group of people around him who were threatening him and looking at him. For a moment, Lin Rei frowned very uncomfortably. "Kid, hurry up and apologize to my girlfriend. You just bumped into my girlfriend." At this time, the woman's boyfriend saw Lin Rei fall to the ground and thought that Lin Rei was a complete coward, so he removed the guard in his heart. He walked forward arrogantly and shouted at Lin Rei, who was on the ground. At this moment, Lin Rei also understood the whole story of the matter, so he did not entangle with the man in front of him. He stood up and prepared to leave. However, as the saying goes, the world is unpredictable. Lin Rei wanted to solve it, but the man did not think so. "Hey, kid, you're leaving just like that? My girlfriend is still waiting for your apology. What's wrong? You don't want to do it, right?" When the man saw Lin Rei's actions, he quickly came forward and pushed Lin Rei, who was about to stand up to the ground again, not letting him get up. "Oh, kid, I advise you to leave quickly. Today, I'm in a bad mood. I don't want to cause trouble. If you know what's good for you, get out of here quickly." Lin Rei, who was already annoyed, now encountered such a scene. No one could stand it, let alone this person was Lin Rei. "Yo, kid, how can it be? You want to fight, right?" The middle-aged man, who had already determined that Lin Rei was a coward, felt that Lin Rei's words were really provoking him. He immediately couldn't stand it anymore and was about to step forward to fight. However, at this time, a woman quickly came forward and stopped him while pleading. Don't, this big brother. Don't be impulsive." Chapter 278. Lin Rei, who was about to make a move, suddenly heard this voice and turned around. At first glance, the person who came forward to stop him seemed familiar. He was curious as to where he had seen her before, but he forgot where he had seen her before. Seeing the woman's action, Lin Rei gave up the idea of making a move. He wanted to see how things would develop next. Not only Lin Rei, but even the middle-aged man who was about to make a move was quite thin. He looked at the woman who came forward. "This big brother, please don't be angry with my boyfriend. He just quarreled with me, so he is in a bad mood. However, you can rest assured that if he doesn't apologize, I will apologize for him. Everything is our fault. Please let him go." As she said this, the woman's face was full of apology. She bowed 90 degrees to the woman next to her and apologized. "I'm sorry, miss. It's my boyfriend's fault. He shouldn't have hit you. I apologize to you here. I hope you can let bygones be bygones and ask your boyfriend to let him go. Everything is his fault." This scene, even Lin Rei was dumbfounded. Previously, the woman said that he was her boyfriend. Lin Rei was already stunned by this point, let alone such a precious apology ceremony. Lin Rei didn't know who this woman was, but at the same time, Lin Rei wanted to know who this woman was even more. At the same time, the woman who was hit looked at the scene in front of her and hurriedly said to the person who apologized, that, "You get up. Actually, it's not a big deal. It's just that my boyfriend cares about me too much. It's okay." As she said this, the woman winked at her boyfriend and gestured.
"Ah,
Yes. I care about my girlfriend too much. That's why I made such an extreme move. Since Qian has already apologized, then I don't have a moment. In that case, we will leave first." Seeing his girlfriend's gesture, the middle-aged man knew that this matter shouldn't be blown up. As long as this person wasn't stupid, he would know when to stop. Therefore, when he got his girlfriend's reminder, the middle-aged man quickly left with his girlfriend. As for the surrounding people, when they saw that there was nothing more to see, they also dispersed. The street returned to its usual bustling state. No one was paying attention to Lin Rei, who had fallen to the ground. After the woman saw that the matter was settled, she turned around and prepared to leave. However, she was stopped by Lin Rei. "Miss, thank you for saving my life just now. May I know your name? If it's possible, I would like to pay you a visit to thank you." "No need." Before Lin Rei could finish, the woman interrupted Lin Rei and rejected his request. "We don't have to meet again." Although that was what she said, Linley could sense that the woman's body was trembling. Although he didn't know why, when Linley looked at her back, he had the feeling that he knew her. However, no matter how hard he tried, he just couldn't remember. Haha, in the future, you live your life and I live mine. Today's matter was purely an accident. I was just passing by and conveniently helped. Even if it was another person today, I would still do the same. After saying that, the woman hurriedly left the place. When she reached a corner in front of her, she instantly jumped into an empty alley. A cry instantly filled the alley. She insisted that this alley was a dead end and no one often came here. Otherwise, people would think that this woman was crazy. Haha, you don't know me, you don't know me. You made me so miserable that I didn't finish college before I got pregnant with your child. I couldn't finish college and had to drop out. Now I can only work as a waiter. Every day, I have to go home and take care of my child. Moreover, I have to avoid those hooligans. But you're so busy. That person who was harmed by you, haha, you are really. If Lin Ray was here and heard the woman's words, he would definitely recognize this woman. It turned out that this woman was the woman who had a one-night stand with him 9 years ago, Yao. Perhaps because she wanted to vent her grievances. After crying for a long time, Yao stopped crying. She wiped her tears, picked up the vegetables on the ground, and left. To Lin Ray, this was just a small episode. He didn't care about it at all. However, the more he thought about the woman who stood up for him, the more Lin Ray felt that she was very familiar. However, he couldn't remember who she was. In the end, Lin Ray gave up trying to recall. Haha, let's go. I've cut off my last bit of worldly ties. It's time for me to leave. Everything will be sealed in my old memories. Everything will pass. At this moment, Linley had already made up his mind. He was going to help his younger brother and his mother complete one last task before leaving. That tiny bit of concern he had for them had been completely erased after today's events. As soon as he said he would do it, he threw all the unpleasant things to the back of his mind. Even the seemingly familiar woman was thrown to the back of his mind. He came to an empty alley. After activating his invisibility technique, he directly flew out of the place and headed in the direction of the Long family's house. Yao Er, who had left, returned to her own home in a house in a decent residential area in Yanjing. She opened the door and saw her son sitting on the sofa watching TV. She didn't know what he was watching, but he was so small that he couldn't close his mouth. He looked very cute. Yun, don't keep watching TV. You're still young.
You can't watch it like that.
Also, have you learned the skills that your teacher taught you? Did you have any training today? Mom, you're back. The child who was watching TV was about 8 years old. When he heard that it was his mother's voice, he immediately turned off the TV, trotted to his mother's side, and threw himself on her. Mom, don't worry. I've already learned Master Wu Jun's skills. I've also finished today's meditation. The teacher told me to watch TV. The child who was crawling on Yao Er's body quickly explained. He looked very nervous, as if he had misunderstood his mother. You know that our family isn't very rich. You don't have a good background, so the only thing we have is courage. Even if you don't have a good background, don't be discouraged. You have to work harder than others. If other people spend an hour, you have to spend 3 hours. If other people spend 3 hours, you have to spend more time than others. Only in this way can you be successful in the future, understand? Yes, I understand, mother. I will definitely learn from teacher in the future. The things that he taught me will definitely not disappoint you. After hearing his mother's words, the child named Yun seemed to understand the meaning behind it. He quickly jumped down from Yao Er's body and responded with a firm gaze. Okay, then go watch TV for a while. I'll go cook for you. When the food is ready, I'll call you to eat. As she spoke, Yao Er carried the dishes in her hands and walked into the small but cozy kitchen with a smile on her face. She busied herself with cooking. As for Yun, he returned to the sofa and turned on the TV. He looked very serious. After all, he was just an 8-year-old child. How could he be a real director? At this moment, Lin Ray, who had snuck into the Long family, didn't know that there was a son in this world that he didn't know about. If Lin Ray knew, He would definitely bring his son back at all costs, no matter who tried to stop him. At this moment, Lin Rei used the invisibility spell and released his divine sense to find Long Zhong's location. Then, without hesitation, he went to Long Zhong's door. However, at this moment, Lin Rei discovered that his mother, Ouyang Jing, was sitting next to Long Zhong's bed. She seemed to be asleep, tears flowing down her eyes. He didn't know what she was dreaming about. Her brows were furrowed, and her hands were clutching the blanket tightly, unwilling to let go.
Sigh.
Lin Rei, who was outside the door, saw the scene and had nothing to say. He could only sigh helplessly. Then, he quietly entered the room. "Mother, this might be the last time I see you so close. I'm afraid I won't have another chance in the future. Maybe I won't know how long I'll be gone. In 100 or 1,000 years, you'll still be alive." Looking at his mother, Lin Rei suddenly realized that there were a few more strands of white hair on her head. Seeing this, Lin Rei's heart trembled. He couldn't control his tears, and they flowed uncontrollably. "Yes, I'm over 50. I didn't think too much about it. Mother, you're already so old." Looking at the white hair on his mother's head, Lin Rei remembered that he was already over 30. Then his mother must be even older. At this time, Lin Rei was even more reluctant to part with her. "There's nothing I can do for you. The only thing I can do is to help you slow down your aging speed and increase your lifespan. I hope that we can meet again in 300 years. If you're still alive then, I'll definitely help you break through your cultivation and become a cultivator. I'll let you live a long life." With that, Lin Rei slowly walked to his mother and the so-called father. After taking out his hands from his pockets, for medicinal pills lay quietly in Lin Rei's palms. If the Long family's ancestor was here, he would definitely be so surprised that his jaw would drop. Others might not know, but the Long family's ancestor must be able to feel the strong spiritual energy from these 4 medicinal pills. It was so strong that he couldn't bear to eat it. "Mother, this is the only thing your son can do. Although I don't want to save him, he's your husband after all, the father of my brothers and sisters." With that, Lin Rei took the medicinal pills and went to Long Zhong's body. He opened his mouth with his hand and stuffed the medicinal pills in. Chapter 279. I saved you this time, but I won't be so lucky next time. When I'm not around, you'll have to take care of my mother and siblings. As he spoke, Linley took out 2 more pills and stuffed them into Long Zhong's mouth. After doing all this, Lin Rei turned to look at his mother, who was lying on the edge of the bed. Lin Rei's eyes were filled with reluctance as he stuffed the last pill into Ouyang Jing's mouth. "Everything is done. It seems like there's no reason for me to stay in this world anymore." Lin Rei, who had done all this last night, took a final look at Ouyang Jing before leaving the Long family's villa resolutely. At this time, not long after Linley had left, Long Zhong, who was unconscious and heavily injured, began to react. "It's so hot, so hot." At this moment, Long Zhong's skin was completely red, like a piece of red-hot iron.
It was a horrifying sight.
Slowly, Long Zhong opened his eyes. His hands began to unwrap the bandages on his body. Perhaps because his movements were too big, Ouyang Jing, who had been lying next to him, woke up.
"Ah.
Brother Zhong, you're awake?" Ouyang Jing's sleepy eyes disappeared without a trace after confirming that her husband was really awake. "Well, I don't know what's going on, but my entire body is unbearably hot right now. Moreover, there seems to be a terrifying energy flowing through my veins. What's even more inconceivable is that this terrifying energy seems to be repairing my damaged dantian." At this moment, Long Zhong felt all kinds of discomfort in his body. It was all due to the medicinal properties of Lin Rei's condensed pill. It should be known that the condensed pill was a heaven-level pill that was close to being a king-level pill. Moreover, it was specially made to treat Long Zhong's condition. This type of pill was refined by Lin Rei under the pressure of the little dragon. Moreover, Linley had fed Long Zhong 3 medicinal pills at once. One was to repair the dantian, one was to increase the lifespan, and one was to heal the injuries on the body. The combination of 3 heaven-level medicinal pills was unbearable even for an independent practitioner. What's more, Long Zhong was just an ordinary person who was seriously injured. If Linley hadn't left some suppressing medicinal pills on him before leaving, Long Zhong's body would have exploded and he would have died, not just because his body was burning up.
Ah.
Then wait for me, I'll go get it for you right away. Ask the ancestor to come over and take a look. Don't. After saying that, Ouyang Jing ran out directly. He didn't even see Long Zhong stop him. Moreover, perhaps because they were both too nervous and too concerned about each other, Long Zhong didn't even notice the change in Ouyang Jing. Long Zhong was not the only one who had changed. Ouyang Jing had also undergone obvious changes. The wrinkles that had grown on her face due to the erosion of time were gone at this moment. Her skin was so smooth that it made people jealous. The white hair on her head had also disappeared at this moment. She had beautiful black hair. Even a teenage girl would probably rush up to her and ask her what makeup she used to protect her hair. Ouyang Jing was too concerned about Long Zhong. He trotted all the way to the place where the ancestor of the Long family was in seclusion and shouted loudly. Ancestor, Brother Zhong is awake now, but his body is red, and… What? You mean Long Zhong is awake? At this moment, a voice came from the room. There was an element of disbelief in a voice, as if it was impossible for this person to wake up. Yes, Brother Zhong is awake, but I don't know why, but Brother Zhong said that he is very uncomfortable at the moment. His skin is red like a piece of soldering iron, and there is heat coming out of his head. He looks very… Hearing the ancestor's question, Ouyang Jing couldn't afford to be negligent. He hurriedly told him everything about Long Zhong. Let's go and see how they are doing. Before Ouyang Jing could finish speaking, the ancestor wrapped Ouyang Jing with his spiritual power and teleported him to Long Zhong's door. Hiss. At this moment, the ancestor of the Long family, who was at the door, saw Long Zhong's expression at the moment. He immediately sucked in a cold breath, and his eyes were filled with disbelief. How is this possible? How is this possible? Zhong Er's dantian is repairing itself? As soon as he saw Long Zhong's appearance, the ancestor's divine sense had already seen through Long Zhong's body. However, what he saw was the most unbelievable thing in his life. Whoosh! The ancestor of the Long family was already in front of Long Zhong. One of his hands was filled with spiritual power, and he directly placed it on Long Zhong's back. The spiritual power passed through his hand and directly into Long Zhong's body. Bang! A loud sound was heard. The moment Long Zhong's body came into contact with Long Zhong's body, he was blasted away by an invisible force. As a result, the Long family's ancestor was blasted away and hit the wall behind him. How is this possible? Who did this? That energy is suppressing the explosion of power for Zhong, allowing Zhong to smoothly repair his dantian and damaged meridians. In the beginning, the Long family patriarch hadn't been very sure. Now he was basically certain that this had been done by someone. Furthermore, someone who had been able to use a trace of spiritual energy to knock him away and injure him. In the Long family patriarch's mind, that tyrannical and bloodthirsty figure kept appearing. Hiss! The ancestor of the Long family sucked in a breath of cold air. His body could not help but tremble as if he had thought of something terrifying. Hee, ha ha, ha ha ha. Suddenly, the ancestor of the Long family seemed to have thought of something. Ouyang Jing frowned at the side. He did not understand why the ancestor of the Long family found out at this time. What made him puzzled was that something had shaken the ancestor of the Long family back just now. All these questions made Ouyang Jing puzzled. Ancestor? You are? In the end, Ouyang Jing could not help but ask the ancestor of the Long family. It was not only out of curiosity, but also because this concerned the life of his husband. Ha, it's okay. Zhong Er's dantian is being repaired by a mysterious energy. However, this energy is too powerful. Fortunately, there is a type of spiritual power suppressing this energy. If not for this spiritual power, I believe that Zhong-er would have exploded and died at this moment. Oh. Hearing the ancestor's words, Ouyang Jing accepted this fact dubiously. Moreover, you should rest assured that all of this, if I'm not wrong, is the masterpiece of your eldest son, Lin Rei.
What? Ray?
At this point, Ouyang Jing's face was filled with disbelief. He had never thought that his son would come to his rescue. Yes, I fought with your eldest son before, so I'm very familiar with his spiritual power. The spiritual power that pushed me back just now was undoubtedly your eldest son's, so you can rest assured now. With that, the ancestor of the Long family smiled and did not say anything else. Then he walked out. Looking at the back of the ancestor who left, Ouyang Jing looked at the door in a daze and could not help but mutter, "Ray, is that you?" At this moment, Lin Rei, who he was talking about, had already left the Long family and returned to his villa. At this moment, Linley was sitting on the sofa in a relaxed manner, enjoying the bliss of a family reunion. "Hubby, tell me, are we going to leave just like this? Are we not going to say goodbye to mother, brother, sister, and your friends?" Looking at his wife lying in his arms, Lin Rei did not say anything and only smiled faintly.
All right.
"I respect your decision." Seeing that her husband did not answer, Jinling knew that no matter how much she asked, he would not say anything. Actually it's nothing. Our wishes in the mortal world have been fulfilled, and we have nothing to worry about. So, it's time to leave, and those friends are destined to never see each other again in the future, so there's no need to see them again. However, the most important thing now is for you to quickly enjoy life here. In a few days, we'll leave. Oh, this little life is not bad. I haven't come out for so long and you didn't say anything about looking for me in the system. It really makes me sad. Suddenly, just as Lin Rei was talking to his wife, the little dragon, who had been missing for a long time, walked out of the system and looked at Lin Rei sourly and said with grievance, "You're still sad. Come on, don't think that I don't know that you've been looking for a place to build the 9 spirits teleportation array for the past few days. Even if I went to find you, you wouldn't come out to see me. I know that you want to leave this place more than anyone else." Looking at the little dragon in front of him, Lin Rei was very happy in his heart. It would be a lie to say that he didn't miss him. However, Lin Rei was very willing to argue with each other in this kind of life. At least you're smart. However, you don't say, "I really found a place to build the 9 spirits teleportation array." You should know that place? Oh, where is it? After hearing that he had found a place to build the 9 spirits teleportation array, Lin Rei stood up from the sofa with a quiver.
Ah.
A scream made Lin Rei come back to his senses. He turned his head and at this moment, his wife was sitting on the ground, looking at him with an angry expression on her face. Suddenly, Lin Rei felt a chill on his back. He felt a chill in his heart. Lin Rei knew that today was over. Listen to my explanation. This matter is like this, Lin Rei, you're dead. You actually pushed me to the ground. Don't even think about entering the room today. Sleep on the sofa in the hall for me. Sure enough. At this moment, when Lin Rei saw his wife sitting on the ground, such a scene had already appeared in his mind. I have something to do now. Please wait until tonight to talk about this matter. After that, without waiting for Jinling to react, Lin Rei quickly ran upstairs and got into the room. And in the hall, Jinling, not long after Lin Rei left, came back to her senses. The anger from before disappeared, leaving only a face looking upstairs. Lin Rei entered the room. Hubby, you're really getting cuter and cuter. I haven't said anything yet. If Lin Rei was here and heard this sentence, he would definitely be deflated. At this moment, Lin Rei, who entered the room, directly entered the system without any hesitation. "Hey, little dragon, you just said that you found the location of the 9 spirits teleportation circle, and you also said that I might know where it is." Lin Rei, oh Lin Rei, I didn't expect that the fearless you would be so scared of your wife under the blanket. You really made me look at you in a new light. At this moment, The little dragon was in the air, full of sarcasm at Lin Rei. Moreover, it looked very funny, leaning forward and backward laughing, almost breathless.
Ugh.
Hearing the little dragon's words, Lin Rei was slightly embarrassed and quickly changed the topic. Cough, cough, let's not talk about this first. First, tell me where it is, and I'll tell you where it is. Ha ha ha, okay, I'll tell you. Perhaps the little dragon had not calmed down from the previous incident. After understanding Lin Rei's intention, it smiled and told him the location where the 9 spirits teleportation circle was drawn. At the peak of Mount Tai, the spirit chi gathers there. It is a natural place to carve a formation. Moreover, the spirit chi there is much stronger than here. If I carve a formation there, I should be able to reach an unimaginable height. What, the peak of Mount Tai? After hearing the little dragon's words, Lin Rei did not expect that the place where the 9 spirits teleportation circle was drawn was actually on this world's famous mountain, Mount Tai. Yes, it's there as long as you draw it and add spirit stones. You should be able to reach the conditions to go to other places. Ha ha ha, good. At this moment, Lin Rei was very excited. Since the place to draw the 9 spirits teleportation circle had been solved, then Lin Rei had no problems. For a heaven-level array master, Lin Rei had met all the conditions, so there was no difficulty, although Lin Rei had not drawn the 9 spirits teleportation circle. Don't be happy too early. The difficulty of the 9 spirits teleportation array is not as simple as you think. It requires time and preparation to complete. Therefore, you should hurry up and settle the matters of the secular world during this period of time. Hurry to Mount Tai and comprehend the mystery of the 9 spirits teleportation circle, just in case, so you must hurry over. Linli had just heard Xiaolong's words, and he also knew how difficult it would be. However, Linli still believed that he would be able to accomplish this on his own. As for leaving as soon as possible, Linli really wanted to. After all, he had already dealt with the matters of the mortal world. Okay. Don't worry, I'll go out in a while and tell Ling, then I'll call all the dark group back, and then we'll go to the peak of Mount Tai. Chapter 280. Well, that's good. You're awake. Hurry up and pack up. Just try to do it in the next few days. I've spent a lot of energy searching for a place where spiritual energy gathers for you, so I'm going to sleep first.
Swish.
Without waiting for Lin Rei to say anything, the little dragon's watch had disappeared into thin air. You're still the same. Can't you talk for a while? Really? Lin Rei knew that the little dragon had been working hard to find a place to draw the formation for him, so he didn't scold the little dragon as usual. Instead, he consciously exited the system and returned to his room.
Sigh.
There's not much time left. It seems that I have to hurry up and arrange the things in China. After getting out of bed, Lin Rei got dressed and walked downstairs. At this time, Jean Ling was sitting on the sofa with a bag of snacks in her hand. She was watching Korean dramas that some girls like to watch. Not only were there snacks in her hands, but even the table was full of snacks. Damn. When did Ling become like the girls here? She likes watching TV and eating junk food so much. Sob, sob, sob. It's too touching. It's really too touching. Hurry up and confess. Lin Rei, who was standing next to her, was speechless when he heard the words that attacked his wife. He couldn't imagine where his usually reserved wife had gone. Ahem. Perhaps it was because Jean Ling, who was addicted to Korean dramas, didn't want to pay attention to Lin Rei when he arrived and reminded her. She just watched the TV series in front of her without looking back. Ahem. Ling Hubby you. You're out. Suddenly, Lin Rei's voice came into her ears and pulled Jean Ling, who was focused on watching the TV series, back to reality. Hubby, when did you come? Why didn't you call me? Jean Ling's rhetorical question made Lin Rei speechless. He didn't know what to say. Yes, it's my fault. I'm here to tell you that you should get ready. Throw away what should be thrown away. After I call back the dark group, we'll leave. Seeing that his wife was so happy, Linli didn't beat around the bush and directly told her the reason for his visit.
What?
After hearing that she was going to leave, Jinling glanced at the Korean drama that was being shown reluctantly and reluctantly agreed. All right, then go ahead. I'll prepare something for you, and buy something for our son. As she spoke, Jinling quickly stood up and knocked off the snacks on her body. Then, she left the living room and ran upstairs to change her clothes. When she came down again, her previous clothes were gone. At this moment, she was wearing fresh clothes. She looked very cute and lively. When Lin Rei saw it, his heart palpitated. Fortunately, Lin Rei's realm was strong enough. Otherwise, he wouldn't be able to hold it back. Hee. Okay, then you go and buy something. I'll go look for the dark group first. Looking at Ling Er's appearance, Lin Rei didn't stay for too long. He didn't want to attract trouble, so he ran out of the villa. Hee. Hubby is getting cuter and cuter. Looking at her husband's appearance, Jinling couldn't help but look at the clothes she was wearing. Only then did she understand why Lin Rei ran away just now. For a moment, 2 blushes climbed up her cheeks. At this moment, Lin Rei, who had run out of the villa, came to the street. Only then did he remember that there weren't that many dark group members spread out under the blanket. There were only a dozen or so in the Jiutian Trading Company, and at this moment, Lin Rei suddenly remembered that 9 years ago, because he was drunk, he accidentally slept with a woman. Later, he sent a member of the dark group to secretly protect her. However, because of his cultivation, he finally forgot about it. It seems that I still have to look for her. After not seeing her for so long, her resentment should have disappeared. After all, both of them were responsible for what happened back then. In the end, Lin Rei really couldn't think of where else to send the dark group members. Lin Rei released his divine sense and cast the invisibility spell on his body. He flew into the sky and began a carpet search of Yanjing. Jinling, who had separated from Lin Rei, drove to the largest shopping mall in Yanjing and began to crazily sweep up the goods. She was thinking about snacks like ham sausages and clothes. Of course, the purpose of Jinling's visit this time was to stock up a batch of good wine for Lin Rei. She knew that her husband didn't have a nickname. Other than drinking some wine, there was nothing else. Mom, do you think we won't tell Grandma and the others about our departure? Jean N, who was accompanying Jinling to the shopping mall, wanted to say something but hesitated. In the end, he couldn't help but say it out loud. Just as he was choosing wine on the wine rack, he suddenly heard this sentence. The hand that was holding the wine stopped in the air, motionless, without any reaction. Seeing Jinling's actions, Jean N knew that he must have said something wrong, so he quickly lowered his head and made it look like he was wrong. I know that you are worried about your father, but you have to know that we are not people from the same world as them. Your father is a person who is determined to reach the peak of the Tao, and they are destined to be like this for the rest of their lives. Therefore, how to do this depends on your father's attitude. We can't interfere. The only thing we can do is to fully support him. Looking at her son's appearance, Jinling quickly comforted him and said what she thought in her heart. However, it seemed that the effect was quite good. Jinling, who had just finished speaking, saw Jean N, who had lowered his head, raise his head. Oh, I know. I won't say it again. That's right. So, what you need to do now is to see what you want to buy. Perhaps you can also see what you want to buy for your father. When you have chosen, we will buy it. Okay. Hearing his mother's words, Jean N regained his fighting spirit and began to pick out a gift for Lin Rei. In the air above a small district in Beijing, Lin Rei, who was looking for the dark department, stopped here. I didn't expect her to live here. At this moment, Lin Rei, who was standing in the air, saw the figure of the dark department in his divine sense. At the same time, there was a little boy beside the dark department. He looked to be about 8 years old. However, to Linley's surprise, the members of the dark department were actually teaching the little boy how to train. Seeing this scene, Linley's brows furrowed deeply. He remembered that when he established the dark department, he seemed to have said that their things could not be passed on to others or their children or descendants without his consent. Now Lin Rei saw that the dark department had violated his own rules and privately taught here. How could Lin Rei accept this? Humph. How dare you ignore my words? It seems that the dark department should be reorganized. If the other members of the dark department knew what Lin Rei was thinking, they would definitely vomit blood. After saying that, Lin Rei prepared to go and ask for an explanation. At this moment, a familiar figure appeared in Lin Rei's divine sense. Yun, how was your practice today? Did you cause trouble at your master Wu Jun's place? Why is she here? At this moment, Lin Rei, who was in the sky, saw this woman and was surprised. Wasn't this woman the one who helped him out and said that he was her boyfriend? For a moment, Lin Li didn't understand. He didn't understand why she would recognize him and why her son was under his tutelage. Lin Li didn't know how to answer all these questions. Miss, you are too polite. You can just call me Wu Jun. Also, young master is very diligent and has good talent. He must have inherited young master's talent. If he can return to young master's side, I believe that his future will be limitless. Enough, I know what you're going to say next. However, you don't have to say it. I would rather my son become an ordinary person than let that person know that he still has a son in this world. I just want him to know how much pain he has brought me. He wants me to have a home that I can't return to and a father that can't tolerate.
Sigh.
Hearing the woman's words, Wu Jun sighed. He didn't know what else to say. At this moment, the most shocking thing was the Lin Rei in the sky. At this moment, Lin Rei finally found out from their mouths that the woman who had helped him before was the Yao, who had given birth to the seed of hatred in her heart 9 years ago. Moreover, when he heard Wu Jun call him young master, Lin Rei was even more certain that he had a son. It was the son of that woman.
Damn.
I didn't expect him to win in just one night. Moreover, he has grown so big now. At this moment, Lin Rei was pleasantly surprised and excited. At the same time, he was also a little worried in his heart. What made him happy and excited was that he still had a son. Moreover, he wanted to be very healthy. However, there was still his wife, Jean Ling. If Jean Ling had a son outside, Lin Rei didn't know the consequences. However, Lin Rei knew that the following days could only be a difficult ending for him. Thinking of this, Lin Rei didn't have any intention of rushing down. Instead, he was in the air, releasing his 5 senses and seriously listening to their conversation below. At this moment, Wu Jun, who was in the residential area, had a helpless expression on his face. He knew that no matter what he said, she would never forgive the young master. Therefore, in the end, Wu Jun directly gave up. This was because every time they talked about Lin Rei, there would always be a time when they would quarrel. At this moment, Yun, who was cultivating beside them, opened her eyes after hearing their words. She asked them with a confused expression, "Mother? Master? Why are you quarreling? And who is the young master you're talking about? Every time I hear you quarrel, it's because of this young master." The originally frozen atmosphere was completely shattered by Yun-er's words. Yun-er, actually young master is nothing. We were just playing like this. Also, didn't you say that you wanted to eat braised pork ribs? I especially worked overtime to earn money and bought it for you. Really? When she heard about braised pork ribs, Yun-er became excited. After all, she was only an 8-year-old child. Even if she was an adult, she couldn't completely resist the temptation of delicious food. When she heard about braised pork ribs demon, Yun hurriedly pulled Yao-er's hand and walked towards her house. Wu Jun didn't follow them. Instead, he looked up in horror at the space above his head where Lin Rei was. Yao, who was in front, felt that Wu Jun wasn't following her. She stopped in her tracks and turned around. When she saw that Wu Jun was still standing in the same spot, Yao instantly felt that Wu Jun was like this because of what she had just said. Yao-er's heart was filled with guilt as she spoke to Wu Jun. "Wu Jun, at least what I said to you was infuriating. Don't be a human. Look at how happy Yun-er is. On account of the braised pork ribs. Come and eat together." What Yao-er didn't know was that Wu Jun didn't have the guts to eat now. He didn't even dare to move, let alone eat with her. Just as Yao and Yun were about to go eat, Lin Rei, who was in the air, couldn't hold back any longer. He sent a voice transmission to Wu Jun, telling him to come and see him immediately. At this moment, Wu Jun, who was standing in the same spot, heard Yao's words and lowered his head with difficulty. He looked at Yao, who was walking over, and said, "Miss, he's here." One sentence, just one sentence, caused Yao, who had just walked over, to stop in her tracks.
What?
That's impossible. How could he be back? Furthermore, there's no one else here. When Wu Jun said the words Yao knew what it meant. However, after looking around, Yao didn't see anything and thought that Wu Jun was joking with her. However, when Wu Jun didn't respond and didn't dare to move an inch, Yao knew that he really was here. Wu Jun wasn't lying. Yun, go back and eat first. I have something to discuss with your master, Wu Jun. Yao hurriedly turned around and said to her son, "Oh, I know." Yun, who wasn't far away, replied dejectedly after hearing her mother's words. She then turned around and walked back home. At this moment, when there was no one else around, Yao said to Wu Jun, "Take me to see him." Hearing Yao's words, Wu Jun looked up at the sky. Not long after, Wu Jun lowered his head and nodded in agreement. "All right, I'll take you to see him now." As he spoke, he grabbed Yao's hand. Before Yao could figure out the situation, the scene in front of her had changed. A figure appeared in front of her. This was someone she had always hated, someone she didn't want to see. If he hadn't been in trouble, she wouldn't have gone back to help him. However, what shocked Yao even more was that all of this was beyond her scope of understanding and knowledge. Chapter 281. You. How could you? At this moment, Yao looked at her feet and saw that there were no footprints. Coupled with the surrounding scenery, she believed that as long as this person was not a fool, he or she would be able to guess where they were. Subordinate Wu Jun greets Sect leader. While Yao was still in shock, Wu Jun directly knelt in the air and kowtowed to Lin Rei. His head was buried deep in the clouds, and he did not dare to lift it up. His body was trembling as if he was frightened by something. Wu Jun, you still remember that you are a member of my dark group. You are Lin Rei's disciple." Looking at Wu Jun kneeling on the ground, Lin Rei knew that the person he was teaching was his own son. Lin Rei's willingness completely disappeared. However, he could avoid death, but he could not escape punishment. A small punishment was still necessary. Otherwise, the Sect's rules would be useless. Yes, Subordinate has always been a member of the Xuanzong Sect's dark group. I dare not forget. Wu Jun was already very scared. After Lin Rei's words, he became even more scared. As for Yao, her eyes were filled with shock and worry. She was shocked at Lin Li's strength, but she was also worried. After all, Wu Jun had been with her for so many years and had secretly helped her a great deal. Thus, she was worried about the punishment Wu Jun was about to receive. When I first established the dark group, I had already set the rules. Without my permission, you are not allowed to pass on the martial arts to anyone. Even your descendants are not allowed. What did you do?
Boom.
A murderous aura was released by Lin Rei in an instant. The thick murderous aura directly formed a solid knife, blocking Wu Jun's deceit. It could be chopped down at any time. It's Subordinate's fault. Subordinate is willing to accept the punishment. Even if Sect leader wants to kill Wu Jun will accept it. Feeling the murderous aura, Wu Jun knew that he would not be able to escape death today. As the saying goes, if the king wants his subordinate to die, the subordinate must die. Therefore, Wu Jun gave up resisting. He raised his head and closed his eyes, preparing for the arrival of his expectations. No, you cannot kill Wu Jun. A voice suddenly entered the ears of Wu Jun, who was already prepared to face death. Immediately, a warm feeling rose up in his heart. Yao was looking at the saber in the sky, which was emitting a cold aura. Yao couldn't help but take 2 steps back in fear. But for Wu Jun's life, Yao overcame her fear. In order to save Wu Jun, Yao resolutely took a few steps towards Lin Rei. When she arrived in front of Lin Rei, she begged Lin Rei. "Lin Rei, let him go." "Oh? Let him go?" Hearing Yao's pleading, Lin Rei felt a little awkward. He didn't know why, but Lin Rei didn't want Yao to plead for Wu Jun. "What qualifications do you have?" "Since he made a mistake, he should be punished. This is the rule. Without rules, nothing can be accomplished. Therefore, I can't agree to your plea. Since he passed the cultivation technique to others, he should be punished." As he spoke, the saber in the sky slowly descended towards Wu Jun. But the speed was very slow, so slow that it was hard to believe. You can't kill him. Wu Jun didn't go against your words. Wu Jun didn't pass it to others. He passed it to your son, Lin Yun. Can't you do that?" Looking at the saber descending, Yao's mind suddenly went blank. She couldn't help but think that Lin Yun's identity was Lin Rei's. But very quickly, Yao regretted it. As expected. The moment he heard Yao say it herself, the frost on Lin Rei's face disappeared. It was replaced by a happy smile. The saber in the sky also disappeared the moment Yao said Lin Yun's identity. Everything returned to normal. You lied to me?" Seeing this, Yao instantly understood. It turned out that Lin Rei wanted her to admit the identity of that child. Thinking of this, Yao regretted it. If she had known this would happen, she wouldn't have said it in the first place. However, there was no medicine for regret in this world. So, regret was useless. Once the words were spoken, there was no way to take them back. And the other party couldn't pretend that they didn't hear it. I didn't lie to you. The moment I saw Yun I knew whose son he was. After all, he is related by blood. What, you knew? Then why did you kill Wu Jun? Hearing Lin Rei's words, Yao was completely helpless. If she had known this would happen, she would have bitten her lip and not let it go. All right, Wu Jun, get up. You can't avoid the death penalty, but you can escape punishment. Although the person you imparted the cultivation technique to is my son, you didn't get my permission. Most importantly, you didn't report the birth of my son to me. This is the most intolerable thing I can't tolerate. It would be a lie to say that Lin Rei wasn't angry. He had such a big son outside. As a member of the Dark Department, Wu Jun didn't report it to him. This was the biggest mistake he had made as a member of the Dark Department. Yes, this subordinate has sinned. Please punish me, Sect leader. Hearing Lin Rei's words, Wu Jun knew that his life was saved. As for the punishment, Wu Jun wasn't worried at all. After all, injuries could be healed. If he died, there would be no hope for him. Compared to that, Wu Jun would rather be punished. All right, since you've said so, I'll treat it as if you're in seclusion for 1,000 years in the bell of heaven and earth. You must break through to the golden immortal realm within 1,000 years. If you can't, I'll take your life. Breaking through to the golden immortal realm within 1,000 years was a piece of cake for the members of the Dark Department. If he had known earlier, 1,000 years outside would have been a long time ago. Lin Rei had such confidence in him and the members of the Dark Department. Yes, this subordinate has received the order. Within 1,000 years, I will definitely break through to the golden immortal realm. The conversation between Lin Rei and Wu Jun was heard by Yao. At this moment, he was very confused. What 1,000 years? In his knowledge, a person who could live to more than 100 years was already considered a long life, let alone 1,000 years. Without saying anything, Yao continued to listen to their conversation. She wanted to hear what else they had to say. That's enough. Don't kneel down so easily. Am I that scary? Really, you're making me old by kneeling like this. Looking at the kneeling Wu Jun, Linley rolled his eyes and hurriedly told Wu Jun to get up, then began to complain to him. All right, let's not talk about anything else. I'm here to bring you back. I'm leaving this place.
Really?
Sect leader, are we really leaving this place? A series of startled cries rang out from Wu Jun's mouth. As soon as he heard Linley say that he was going to leave, Wu Jun grew agitated. Looking at Wu Jun's expression at this moment, Lin Rei knew that they all wanted to leave this place. After all, there was no possibility of cultivating here. Yes, that's right. I'm going to draw a teleportation portal and use it to leave this place. I'm going to head to a higher realm to cultivate. With that, Lin Rei turned around and looked at Yao, who had been listening to their conversation. With a sincere face, he asked, "You heard what I said just now as well. Actually, Wu Jun and I are not ordinary people. We're the legendary self-cultivators that you guys speak of." Instantly, as soon as Linli finished speaking, silence filled the air. Linli and Yao looked at each other, their gazes filled with sincerity. Pfft! Ha 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 ha! Loud laugh broke the silence. Yao was laughing so hard that she was swaying back and forth. It wasn't that she didn't believe Lin Rei's words. She just didn't believe that the self-cultivators that Lin Rei spoke of were real. Of course, after hearing her laughter, Lin Rei knew that she didn't believe him at all. Therefore, Lin Rei didn't say anything else. He just wanted to prove that everything he said was true. With a whoosh, Lin Rei moved. With a teleport, Lin Rei disappeared from the spot. When he reappeared, he was already beside Yao. Since you don't believe me, I'll let you see for yourself where you are right now. With that, Lin Rei formed a seal in his hands. The moment the seal was completed, Lin Rei cast it on Yao. At the same time, Yao's body disappeared from the sky. Of course, she disappeared together with Lin Rei. Hugging Yao's slim waist, he flew down. Wu Jun followed behind silently. How can this be? Are we really in the sky? At this moment, the moment Lin Rei descended, Yao vaguely felt that what the man beside her said was true. They were really self-cultivators. Now you believe me. Not too long later, given the speed at which Linli was descending, they landed on the balcony of Yao's home. Looking at Yao, who was hugging him tightly because of fear, Lin Rei couldn't help but say, "Follow me. This time, I came here only to take Wu Jun away. I didn't expect you to be pregnant with my child 9 years ago. And now you're all grown up. So, this time, not only will I take Wu Jun away, I will also take you and Yun away. I can't let my bloodline be here." At this moment, Lin Rei's tone was very firm, giving people a feeling that they had to obey. His whole person revealed a domineering temperament, making people subdued involuntarily. After saying that, without waiting for Yao's reply, Lin Rei pushed open the door of the balcony and walked into the room. At this moment, Yao, who was on the balcony, looked at the thin but safe back view. Yao was moved. At this moment, 9 years of hatred disappeared. No, you can't. Thinking of the news that Lin Rei said that he was going to leave, and now that he was going to reunite with his son, an ominous premonition arose spontaneously, making Yao afraid. After saying that, Yao rushed into the room. In the hall, Lin Rei's figure was still there. At this moment, in the middle of the day, Lin Rei stood at the door, looking at Yun, who was sitting on the floor in the room playing with his toys. His face was full of happiness. For a moment, when Lin Rei saw him, he was stunned on the spot. "You can't." At this moment, Yao arrived. Just as she was about to say something, she saw Lin Rei standing at the door of the room, staring straight at Lin Yun in the room without saying a word. After a long time, Lin Yun, who was in the room, seemed to be tired. When he raised his head and saw Linli and Yao at the door, he immediately stood up excitedly. He went to Yao's side and threw himself on her. "Mom, you came back at noon. I didn't even touch the braised pork ribs. I was waiting for you to come back and eat with me." In one sentence, it was enough to understand that the days they were living here were to Lin Rei. Braised pork ribs were ordinary home-cooked dishes, but in Yun's eyes, it was rare. It was as if this was a rare thing. It could be seen that they did not eat it often at home. Haha, Yun is so obedient. Okay, since that's the case, Mom will eat with you. After hearing her son's words, Yao's eyes became moist. Her heart trembled slightly, and she agreed to Yun's request. Without even looking at Lin Rei, She walked out of the room and went to the living room. This was a house with 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, and 1 living room. It could only accommodate 2 people. If there were more, it wouldn't be able to fit. Looking at this house, Lin Rei didn't know how they lived these past few years. Mom, who is that person? Why is he in our house? Also, where is Master Wu Jun? Why didn't he come? Why don't we let him eat with us? When Yao and Yun arrived at the dining table and saw Lin Rei following them, Yun asked suspiciously. However, she only asked once, then turned her attention to Wu Jun. This made Lin Rei, who was standing behind her, feel very uncomfortable. Lin Rei wanted to be angry, but he couldn't do anything about it. All these years, apart from Wu Jun who appeared in Yun's world, he didn't appear at all. Therefore, Lin Rei could only hold it in and not say anything about this. Haha, Yun'er, be good. Master Wu Jun is busy now. When he has time in the future, let's let him eat with us, okay? Even she didn't know where Wu Jun was at this moment, so how could she let him eat here?
Oh.
Okay. When Yun heard her mother's words, her face instantly fell. Then, she lowered her head and began to eat the pork ribs. Yun don't you want to eat something delicious? At this moment, Lin Rei, who had been standing silently at the side, saw his son gnawing on a piece of braised pork ribs. For a moment, his heart ached for his son. Then, he couldn't help but walk forward and say to Yun When Yao saw this scene, the bad feeling in her heart increased again. Her eyes were filled with vigilance as she looked at Lin Rei, as if she was guarding against Lin Rei. Yes, but my family doesn't have money. I know that Mom works outside every day, and it's very tiring. Chapter 282. At this moment, Lin Yun was looking at Lin Rei with clear eyes. His appearance was heart-wrenching. After all, he was only 8 years old, and he already knew about his mother's appearance. Lin Rei heard Lin Yun's words and felt a twinge of pain in his heart. It was so painful that he couldn't breathe. If he had come here earlier, if he hadn't separated Yao back then, perhaps everything would have been different. However, there was no medicine for regret in this world. Time couldn't be turned back. The only thing Lin Rei could do now was to ensure that the 2 of them would live happily ever after. At this moment, Lin Rei secretly made a promise in his heart. In the future, he would definitely protect the 2 of them well and not let them receive any skin from anyone. Haha, it's fine, Dad. I'll buy it for you. What do you want to eat? I'll buy it for you. You can eat as much as you want. After making up his mind, Lin Rei said to Lin Yun emotionally. However, perhaps because of his excitement and heartache, he almost revealed his identity. At this moment, Lin Rei really wanted to reveal his identity to Lin Yun. I'm your father. I'm your biological father. However, Lin Rei knew that he had already let his mother down. Without Yao's approval, Lin Rei didn't dare and didn't want to say it. Ah, really? You'll really give me good food? At this moment, Lin Yun felt as if he had discovered a new continent. He was so excited that he directly jumped off the chair. However, just as he was feeling excited, he turned his head to look at his mother, as if asking for her consent. Yao, who had been watching them talk, was also hesitant. She knew that with her conditions, it would be difficult to nurture her son into a talent. However, for a biological father, it was indeed very easy. However, she didn't want to be separated from her son. At this moment, she was at a loss. She didn't know what to do. Yao agree. I know that you still hold a grudge against me for what I did in the past, but for the future growth of the child, can we let go of the grudge in our hearts and let the child live a happy and worry-free life? Lin Rei knew that he had let Yao down back then, but he didn't want his son to become a mediocre cultivator in the future. Furthermore, he was about to leave soon. Perhaps he would return in 100 years, but at that time, would his son and his mother still be alive? No one could be sure about this. Hearing the words of the man she had always resented, Yao didn't know what to say, because in her heart, she had slowly accepted this fact. At the same time, she also knew that what Lin Rei said was right. I will leave here very soon. As for why, I believe you should have heard from outside just now. I want to leave this place, and I won't return for 100 years. In the past, I didn't know about Yun'er's existence, but now that I know, I won't feel at ease and can't bear to leave my son behind. So, I want to discuss with you, can you?
No.
No, I don't want my son to leave me. I can't let my son leave me. I want to be with my Yun'er. Before Lin Rei could finish his words, Yao hugged him as if she had gone crazy. Her eyes were filled with vigilance as she inched back. Yao's actions startled Lin Rei. He didn't expect Yao to do such a thing. However, Lin Rei laughed at her actions. At the same time, he understood the reason behind it. Haha, Yao, don't worry. I know what you're worried about. I won't let you and Yun be separated. I won't do anything beastly. With a smile on his face, Lin Rei gave Yao a reassuring look before continuing his words. What I mean is, not only will I take Yun with me, I will also take you with me. I know that you love Yun very much. So, are you satisfied with this decision? Really? Hearing Lin Rei's words, Yao looked at Lin Rei in disbelief and doubt. Yes, really. This is what I think. I want you to leave this place with me. I want to watch Yun grow up slowly. So, what is your choice? Seeing Yao's doubt, Lin Rei knew why she was like this. So, regarding this point, Lin Rei didn't say much. Instead, he emphasized it again. Silence. After hearing Lin Rei's words, Yao fell silent. At this moment, her heart was in a mess. She didn't know what to do. As for Lin Yun, who had been in Yao's embrace all this time, perhaps because his mother was hugging him too tightly, he couldn't breathe and began to struggle. However, Lin Yun was confused by their words just now. He didn't know what they meant. Perhaps he didn't know now, but when he grew up and thought about today's matter, he believed that he would understand. Mom, you're hugging me too tightly. I can't breathe. At this moment, Lin Yun finally spoke. To break free from Yao's embrace, for a cultivator like Wu Jun, it was easy. However, this would hurt his mother. So, Lin Yun could only use this method to leave his mother's embrace.
Oh.
I'm sorry, it's mother's fault. Mother forgot. Hearing her son's words, Yao hurriedly let go of Lin Yun. At this moment, Lin Yun, who was released, was sweating profusely. He looked very cute. How about it? What do you think of this matter? My time is limited. I can't stay here with you all the time. Also, I want to. Okay, I promise you. I'll leave with you. As for letting Yun meet you, I also agree. At this moment, Lin Rei's expression was very funny. He stared at Yao, with eyes full of disbelief. His mouth was so big that a goose egg could be stuffed into it. Lin Rei found it hard to believe that Yao would agree so easily. He thought that it would be a long war, but he didn't expect it to be so easy. This made Lin Rei feel that it was unreal. Are you sure you want Yun to meet me? In order to prevent any trickery, Linli had no choice but to once again confirm with Yao. However, the final result was something that greatly surprised Linli. That's right, I agreed to meet you with Yun. I don't know how capable you are, but I hope that you can teach Yun well. As for me, I don't care. As long as Yun lives well, I'll be happy. Don't worry, as long as I know it, I will teach it to him unconditionally. Hearing Yao's request, Lin Rei didn't think too much about it. But even if Yao didn't say it, Lin Rei would still do it. At this moment, all the obstacles in front of Lin Yun had disappeared. Lin Rei excitedly turned around and hugged Lin Yun in his arms. He lifted him up and said to Lin Yun with tears in his eyes, Yun'er, I am your father. Chapter 283. Father? Hearing Linli's words, Lin Yun turned his head in confusion and glanced at his mother, as if he wanted to confirm this fact. Yes, Yun'er, he is the one I told you about. Your biological father, he is back. After understanding her son's meaning, Yaober nodded at Lin Rei, indicating that what Lin Rei said was true. Lin Rei was really his father. Really? Although he had his mother's real identity, Lin Yun, who had never seen his father before, was still very conflicted. Yes, Yun-er, I am your father. I am your father. I am back. I am back to pick you and your mother up. Seeing the confusion in his son's eyes, Lin Rei was very anxious. Haha, Yun-er, he is your father. His name is Lin Rei. Although you have never seen him before, you are connected by blood. This is enough to prove that he is your father, so don't resist. At this time, Yaoer, who was at the back, saw her son's actions and hurriedly came forward to lecture him. She believed that her son would listen to her words. Sure enough, after Yaoer finished speaking, Lin Yun, who was being lifted up in the air by Lin Rei, smiled at Lin Rei. Father, father. Once he started calling, he couldn't stop. Perhaps it was his desire to be a father. Just like this, he kept calling Lin Rei father for a long time before he finally stopped. At this moment, Lin Rei's heart was indeed very happy. A happy smile hung on his face, and his mouth couldn't close as he laughed heartily. Haha, good, Lin Rei, have a son again. My son is called Lin Yun. Linley was so excited that he couldn't control his spiritual energy, and it exploded out in an instant. The sound of his spiritual energy spread out in all directions. In an instant, within a 3-kilometer radius of the neighborhood, everyone was squatting on the ground, covering their ears with their hands. Their faces were filled with agony. Of course, Yaober, who was beside Lin Rei, wasn't in a hurry. The closer she was, the stronger the impact. At this moment, Yaoer was lying on the ground from the shock of Lin Rei's voice. The hand covering her ears was already bleeding, and she looked to be in great pain. Don't laugh anymore. Don't laugh anymore. Yaober, who was lying on the ground, used all her strength to grab onto Lin Rei's trousers. Her voice was as soft as a mosquito's whisper to Lin Rei. The voice suddenly stopped. Looking down, Yaoer was lying on the ground, painfully curled up. One of her hands was grabbing onto his trousers. She had already fainted. Seeing this scene, Lin Rei was shocked. With an awkward expression, he quickly put Lin Yun down and carried Yaober to the bedroom. He gently placed Yaober on the bed. At this moment, Lin Yun, after seeing his mother's appearance, was so anxious that he started crying. Especially when he saw the blood on his mother's hands, he felt even more terrible. Whoa, Mom, what's wrong? Wake up, Mom. Seeing this scene, Lin Rei felt even more guilty. They had just met and brought him so much trouble. For a moment, Lin Rei was very embarrassed. He took out a profound level healing pill from his ring and stuffed it into Yaoer's mouth. Although it was a profound level healing pill, its effect was more than enough for Yaober's current situation. It wasn't that Lin Rei didn't want to use a heaven-level healing pill, but Yaober's current mortal body was undoubtedly courting death. All right, Yun-er, your mother is fine. She'll wake up soon. You must be hungry. I'll make some food for you. After saying that, Lin Rei left Lin Yun in the room to accompany his mother. Lin Rei believed that at this moment, even he couldn't call Lin Yun out. Thus, he tactfully left the room and went to the kitchen. Looking at the things in the fridge, although there weren't any good ingredients, for Lin Rei, it was more than enough to make an ordinary meal. Soon, Lin Rei started to get busy. In a short while, a plate of egg-fried rice was done. Moreover, Lin Rei estimated that Yaoer should have woken up by now. Thus, he took 2 bowls and filled them to the brim with rice and brought them to the room. Sure enough, Yaoer was sitting on the bed and chatting with Lin Rei. Moreover, the originally pale and weak Yaoer had recovered a lot. Her face had regained some color. Haha, alright, stop chatting. Hurry up and eat. Once you're done, I'll bring you out of here. As he said that, the bowls were already in front of the two. Oh, okay. Obediently, the two of them took the rice obediently and then began to eat. Perhaps because they were hungry, The two of them quickly finished their food.
Burp.
Suddenly, a burp came out of Lin Yun's mouth. His face was full of satisfaction. This scene made Lin Rei feel very happy. All right, let's go. I'll bring you back home first, then we'll leave this place. As he said that, Lin Rei didn't wait for the two's agreement. He directly grabbed their shoulders and teleported away. When they reappeared, the three of them were already at the entrance of the Lin family's villa in Tianwan Garden. As for Yao and Lin Yun, they only felt their bodies become lighter. The things in front of them had already changed. From the original home they were familiar with to a tall and luxurious villa. This change was too shocking for the two of them. Of course, Yao had seen flying in the air before. After seeing this scene again, she wasn't as shocked as before.
Jia.
The door was pushed open by Lin Rei, then he pulled the two of them into the courtyard. Stand here and look around. But be careful, there are people patrolling all around. Don't be scared by them. Oh, got it. When the two of them heard Lin Rei's words, although they were puzzled, they weren't in their own home, so they reluctantly agreed. Okay. After Yao agreed, Lin Rei quickly walked into the villa. At this moment, Lin Rei was most worried about his wife. He said that he was going out to do something, but he didn't expect to come back with a child and a woman. At this moment, Jean Ling and Jean En, who had gone out to buy things, had already returned to the villa. At this moment, Jean Ling was sitting on the sofa, watching a Korean drama. When Lin Rei walked in, after seeing his date, he mustered up his courage and came in front of Jean Ling. However, the moment he came in front of Jean Ling, he was instantly terrified. Cough, cough. That Ling, I have something to tell you, but it might make you angry. You have to promise me that after I'm done, you won't be angry, okay? This. At this moment, Jean Ling, who was watching a Korean drama, heard her husband's words. After a moment of silence, she replied in an indifferent tone, Okay, say it. I can handle it. Looking at Jean Ling's facial expression, Lin Rei couldn't see any emotions, but he had no choice. He would always tell her what needed to be told. In the end, Lin Rei closed his eyes and told her everything about Yao and Lin Yun. For a long time, Jean Ling, who had been sitting on the sofa, heard about Yao's matter. Her expression changed from indifference to anger, anger to surprise, and finally calmed down. Ling, this is what happened. I just found out about this matter. Besides, I didn't expect that a coincidence back then would actually cause me to lose a child. Lin Rei, who had been observing his wife's expression, saw Lin Rei's constantly changing expression, and his heart fell to the bottom. Hee, you're really something, Lin Rei. I didn't expect you to have a son outside. I really have a whole new level of respect for you. Looking at her husband's appearance, Jean Ling teased him with a smile. However, in Lin Rei's view, these were all omens of bad things. It was the beginning. I was wrong, Ling, Although Lin Rei was a frightening cultivator outside, at home, he was a henpecked husband who was afraid of his wife, especially Jean Ling's expression at this moment.
Alas.
All right, I won't tease you anymore. Tell me, what's the point of me saying so much? You already have a child. What else can I say? I can't just throw your son out and let him perish on his own. With a helpless expression, Jean Ling stood up and walked outside. When Lin Rei saw this scene, he also followed her out. Speaking of which, Lin Rei asked Yao to walk around, but they stood there obediently and didn't go anywhere. Other than using their eyes to scan the surroundings, there was nothing else. At this moment, as soon as Jean Ling went out, she saw the two of them obediently standing in the courtyard. Her face instantly turned into a smile as she came in front of Yao and said gently to her, Sister Yao, Lin Rei has already told me about your matter. I don't have any face. As long as you're willing, it's fine. As for Yun, I will treat him as my own son in the future. This sudden sentence shocked Yao and Lin Rei, who was following closely behind Jean Ling. Especially Yao. She knew that Lin Rei had a wife before. Originally, she thought that when she saw Jin Ling again, she would find 300 rounds. However, she never expected that she would say such words. Hee hee, you don't have to be shocked. I've actually thought about the situation for a long time. After all, my husband is so outstanding. It's very normal for him to have 3 wives and 4 concubines. This is even more common in the cultivation world. So, you don't have to worry about it. In the future, we can call each other sisters. As she spoke, Jin Ling hurriedly squatted down and picked up Yun-er. She said with a smile, Yun-er, from now on, you will be the young master of this family. In the future, you can call me Aunt or Aunt Ling. As for what you want to call me, you can call me whatever you want. It was that simple. Lin Rei, who had thought that there would be a world war, saw the scene of a harmonious family at this moment. Chapter 284. To be honest, although Lin Rei saw the warmth in the scene, he knew that Jin Ling's heart was in great pain at the moment. All right, let's go in. Without a chance to talk to Lin Rei, Jin Ling carried Lin Yun and walked towards a villa with Yao. Only Lin Rei was standing there alone, motionless. Sigh. Looking at the empty courtyard, Lin Rei sighed helplessly, as if he had no intention of entering the house. All members of the dark group, after an hour, a few of you will be in the courtyard, and we will leave this place. Yes, yes, sect leader. His voice resounded through the clouds. The moment Linley finished speaking, the members of the dark group who were hidden in the surroundings shouted excitedly towards the sky. The sound, with the villa as the center, spread out in all directions. Suddenly, when the people within a kilometer of the party school heard the loud sound, they walked out of the villa's door in confusion, wanting to see what was going on. Hee hee, good, you all get ready. After hearing his subordinate's response, Lin Rei smiled and walked towards a room. In the hall, Yao and Lin Yun sat together, while Jin Ling and Jin En sat together, as if they were in 2 different camps. The atmosphere was very strange. Even Lin Rei, who had just entered, unconsciously stopped when he sensed the atmosphere. Regarding Lin Rei's arrival, the 4 of them all saw Lin Rei at the same time, their eyes all focused on Lin Rei. You all pack up, we are preparing to leave in a while. After finishing his words, Lin Rei quickly left this place filled with smoke and air. Have fun with your brother. I will go see if your father has anything to prepare. Seeing her husband escape, Jin Ling quickly left her son behind, and she followed closely behind Lin Rei.
Dong.
The moment Lin Rei entered the room, the gloomy Jin Ling also walked in. The sound of the door closing was too loud, startling Lin Rei. Ling Er, don't worry, I know what you are worried about, don't worry. I only care about Lin Yun. As for Yao, I will arrange for her to be in the sect. After all, she is Lin Yun's mother. What do you think? At this moment, the moment Jin Ling entered, Linley came to Jin Ling's side and hugged Jin Ling, assuring her. Hearing her husband's promise, Jin Ling, who was in Lin Rei's arms, cried, without a sound, as tears poured down her face.
Sigh.
If you want to cry, cry. For such a long time, I've been the most irresponsible husband. Although we've been together for more than 10 years, there weren't many days that truly made you happy. Looking at his wife's tear-streaked face, Linley's heart instantly clenched in pain. It was very painful, very painful. Just like this, the 2 of them fell silent, and there was no other sound in the room except for Jin Ling's crying. As if tired from crying, Jin Ling snuggled into Lin Rei's arms and hugged him tightly, as if Lin Rei would disappear if she let go. Time passed as the 2 of them snuggled up to each other, and Yao, who was sitting in the hall, became anxious. When she saw the way Lin Rei looked at Jin Ling, she knew that he loved his wife very much. But now, because of her appearance, it seemed that the relationship between the 2 of them had changed. But Lin Yun didn't think so. He had been cultivating with Wu Jun since he was young, so he didn't have any friends. Now that he finally had another brother, how could he not be happy? At this moment, Lin Yun was pestering Jin En to play together, and Jin En was tirelessly taking care of the younger brother he had just met. This scene, in Yao Er's eyes, was an extravagant wish, and it finally came true here.
Sigh.
Maybe this place really isn't suitable for me. Yao Er's thoughts were unknown to Lin Rei and Jean En in the room. At this moment, the two of them had finally returned to their previous appearance. Jean En stopped crying and lay in Lin Rei's arms with her red face, looking like a little woman. All right, as long as you don't cry, it's fine. Don't worry, this kind of thing will never happen again in the future. Looking at his wife in his arms, Lin Rei stretched out 3 fingers on his right hand and pointed to the sky. Protect her. Don't. Hubby, I know that you can't only have me as your only woman in this life. I don't ask for anything else. I just ask that in your heart, there is a place for me and my son. Ling didn't say anything else. Lin Li hugged Jean Ling deeply. He hugged her so tightly that Jean Ling almost couldn't breathe. Cough, cough, hubby, you're hugging me too tightly. I can't breathe. A struggling voice was heard. Immediately, Lin Rei awkwardly handed Jean Ling over and quickly apologized. I'm sorry, Hee hee. A clear and lingering laughter came from Jean Ling's mouth, and her face bloomed with a naughty look. Now Lin Rei forgot about other things. He stood in place and stared blankly at his wife's current appearance. For a moment, he was stunned. Hubby. After looking at her husband's appearance, Jean Ling quickly walked forward and strolled in front of Lin Rei with one hand, but it didn't have any effect. Pa. Jean Ling's hand was already on Lin Rei's head, and the sound was still coming from there. Ah. Lin Rei, who was in pain, came back to his senses. He rubbed the painful place on his head with one hand and looked at his wife with a puzzled gaze, as if he was asking what was going on. I called you just now, but you didn't respond to me. What are you thinking about? Hearing Jean Ling's words, Lin Rei thought of the reason why he was in a daze just now. For a moment, his cheeks flushed. I was wondering if we might not leave. After saying that, Lin Rei trotted out of the room and walked downstairs. Jean Ling, who had been standing in place for a long time, looked at her shy husband with a smile on her face. You're obviously looking at me, but you don't admit it. You're just trying to save face. With that, Jean Ling didn't stay and left with Lin Rei. Okay, you guys get ready and see if there's anything else to pack. If there's nothing else, gather here. We're ready to leave. Lin Rei, who came downstairs, didn't say anything else. He directly told the few people who were asking about his decision to leave. His tone was domineering, and he didn't mean to ask for their consent. Hearing Lin Rei's words, Yao opened her mouth several times in advance, but in the end, she didn't say anything. Okay, no one has anything. We've bought what we need to buy. Jean Ling, who followed closely, heard her husband's words and quickly answered on their behalf. However, I don't know if Sister Yao and the others have anything to buy. I didn't know that she was coming, so... No, I don't have anything to buy. Jean Ling's words were obviously not expected by Yao. Moreover, Jean Ling's words just now made Yao feel a lot closer. Well, in that case, I'll put you into something later. When the time comes, don't be nervous. Saying that, he wrapped everyone in the hall with his divine senses. In an instant, everyone disappeared on the spot. When they reappeared, they were already sent into the Cloud Tower by Lin Rei. After everything was done, Lin Rei took out a piece of paper from the side and left a message for Ouyang Jing. Then he walked out of the villa. Greetings, Sect leader. At this moment, in the courtyard of the villa, more than 100 members of the dark group were already waiting there. Suddenly, all of them were excited. When they saw Lin Li walk out of the house, they couldn't help but say what they wanted to say. Good. You're quite spirited. I'm just not sure if your fighting spirit has been completely erased in this peaceful time. Looking at the disciples in front of him, Lin Li was very happy. He also knew that they had been waiting for this day for a long time. Not long after they arrived, Lin Rei knew that they wanted to leave this place. Although there was a long delay, now that they could finally leave, how could they not be excited? No, we, the dark group, We'll fight for Sect leader and the Sect at any time. We won't hesitate even if we die." Murderous aura erupted in an instant. One could imagine how terrifying the murderous aura of more than 100 dark group members was. "Ah, good. It's good that you're confident. I've seen your hard work. When you enter the cultivation world, it will be your turn to fight. Alright, let's not talk nonsense. I'll send you into the Cloud Tower later. When you see the light of day again, your wish will be fulfilled." Without waiting for their consent, Lin Rei had already wrapped them up with his divine sense and sent them into the Cloud Tower. Phew, everything is over. It's time to leave. Wait for me in the cultivation world. Wait for me, Lin Rei, and wait for my Jiutian Xuanzong, Sect's arrival. Looking up at the sky, Lin Rei's body began to fade until he finally disappeared on the spot. Before Lin Li had left, he had already made all the necessary arrangements. The full power of the Nine Heavens Trading Company had been given to his mother, brothers, and sisters. Only they and only they had the authority to do so. Others didn't have the right to do so. As for Subo, Wang Hong, and Murongyu, they had already told their families about the situation and received the support of their families. Later, they were taken into the system by Lin Rei. As for the villa in Tianwan Garden, Lin Rei sent a person, a dark group member at the peak of the Mahayana realm, and ordered him to secretly help his mother when she was in danger. After 300 years, he would come back to pick her up. Chapter 285. Of course, as the strictest disciples in the Jiutian Xuanzong sect, they would absolutely obey Lin Rei's orders. Therefore, when they received Lin Rei's order, the Dark Team members agreed, without hesitation. They guarded the Lin family villa alone and left him with money that could last him for 300 years to pass the time. At this moment, Lin Rei was already on his journey to the peak of Mount Tai. Lin Rei never expected that when he left, his mother, Ouyang Jing, and his younger siblings, as well as his father, whom he never wanted to acknowledge, would come to the Lin family villa. Time was often like this. You left and he came. It was such a coincidence that caused them to miss out on a mistake that they would never be able to make up for in this lifetime. At this moment, at the gate of the Tianwan Garden Villa area, Ouyang Jing and her family were smiling. They talked and laughed as they passed the gate and walked towards the Lin family. "Mom, do you think Big Brother will let Father in? Big Brother doesn't want to see Father." At this moment, Long Feng, who had accompanied them all the way, said to his mother with a worried expression when they were about to reach the Lin family. However, Long Zhong, who was beside him, did not express any dissatisfaction after hearing his son's words. Instead, he smiled and said nothing. "Yes, Mom. Every time you mention Father, Big Brother gets angry, even very angry. Now that we brought Father here without informing him, I'm afraid Big Brother will." After these few years of getting along, they understood their big brother Lin Rei's temper very well. Usually, he could say anything, but when it came to their father, everything was hard to say.
Sigh.
"I don't know what you're talking about. But after all, it was your big brother who saved your father, and your father insisted on coming here to thank your big brother. Their tempers are very similar, so when it comes to their decisions, even 10 cows won't be able to change their minds." Ouyang Jing's face was full of helplessness when she mentioned that her son had a husband. Ouyang Jing was worried sick about their disagreement. However, what they didn't know was that even if they went, they wouldn't be able to see Lin Rei, let alone make Lin Rei angry. Finally, as the family chatted, they arrived at the entrance of the Lin family's villa. "Alright, stop talking and open the door. You guys go in and take a look at your big brother first. Your father and I will be there soon," Ouyang Jing hurriedly said to his children as he looked at the tightly shut door. However, his eyes were filled with worry as he spoke. "Oh." Hearing their mother's words, the two of them reluctantly agreed. If it were any other time, even if Ouyang Jing didn't say anything, the two of them would have already entered. However, it was different now. This time they were bringing Long Zhong here. They were extremely worried. Slowly, the two of them arrived at the door. They pushed the door open and walked in. However, just as the two of them entered the courtyard, a figure suddenly appeared in front of them. "Miss, young master, what are you doing here?" The person who came out was Lin Rei's only dark operation member in the Lin family. Of course, this dark operation member was very familiar with Long Feng and Long Ro. After all, they had been cultivating here every day for the past 8 years. It would be strange if he didn't know them. "Oh, Yuan Chun. We're here to see Big Brother and sister-in-law." After seeing that the person who stopped them was their Big Brother's subordinate, Long Feng revealed the purpose of their visit. Long Feng and Long Ro, who were originally in a good mood, immediately changed their expressions after hearing Yuan Chun's next words. "Young Master Long, you're late. Just now, young master and madam left this place with everyone in the dark operation."
What?
Yuan Chun's words stunned Long Feng and Long Ro. For a moment, they didn't understand what Yuan Chun meant by that. "It means that young master and everyone has left this place, left planet Aqua Blue, and went to a place very, very far away. As for where, young master didn't say, and as a subordinate I can't ask, so—"
Boom.
After hearing Yuan Chun's words, Long Feng and Long Ro's minds went blank. They weren't prepared for their big brother's departure at all. Just like 10 years ago, he disappeared without a trace. "No, impossible, impossible. My big brother couldn't have left us." At this moment, Long Feng roared like a madman. However, he suddenly calmed down, as if he had thought of something. So that's what Big Brother meant before. No wonder he asked me to take good care of Mother. No wonder he said that this place will always be our home. So it was his instructions before he left. At this moment, Long Feng finally understood what his big brother meant when he came to find him and heard those strange words. At this moment, Long Feng was very upset. Why didn't he think of it before? Why was he so stupid? At this moment, Long Ro, who had been standing at the side, was crying her eyes out. However, when she heard her second brother talking to himself, she seemed to have understood something. "You mean Big Brother showed signs of leaving before? Then why didn't you tell me why? Now that Big Brother is pregnant, he won't come back anymore." Seeing their offended expressions, Yuan Chun was also very upset. However, he would absolutely obey the orders of his sect master.
Jia.
Just as everyone fell into a painful atmosphere, the door opened and Ouyang Jing and Long Zhong walked in. What's wrong with you? Didn't I tell you to come in and see your big brother? Why are you all crying?" Ouyang Jing, who had been waiting outside for a long time, couldn't help but walk in with Long Zhong after seeing that the two of them had gone in for a long time. As soon as they entered, they saw their children crying in the middle of the courtyard. For a moment, a bad feeling gradually rose in their hearts. Mom, Big Brother and sister-in-law left. They left. They disappeared just like 10 years ago.
Boom.
After hearing the news that their eldest son had disappeared, Ouyang Jing and Long Zhong instantly froze on the spot and stared blankly in front of them. "No, it's impossible. Our son wouldn't leave like this. No, it's impossible." At this moment, when Ouyang Jing heard that her eldest son had left, for a moment, the scenes from the reunion flooded her mind. At this moment, she realized that she hadn't had a reunion dinner with her son for a long time. The only time was when he had rescued her. Regret filled her heart. A suffocating pain was suppressed in her chest. Ouyang Jing couldn't vent it out. "Madam, young master left you a letter before he left. He asked me to give it to you personally." While everyone was in pain, Yuan Chun walked in front of Ouyang Jing, took out a letter from his chest, and repeated to her what Lin Rei had said before he left. Swoosh! As soon as Yuan Chun finished speaking, Ouyang Jing, who was as fast as lightning, grabbed the letter in her hand. After opening it, she saw what Lin Rei wanted to say to her. "Your son, Linley, pays his respects. Mother, by the time you read this letter, I would have already left. You know, after reaching a certain level of cultivation, it is no longer appropriate for me to stay here. These past few years, I have been suppressing my cultivation level, all for the sake of being able to spend time with you. But the heavens didn't let me do as I wished. You found that person, and for that person, you left me. I find this very strange, but I know that you love him. Thus, I can't say anything. Originally, I wanted to take my younger brother and sister with me, but after thinking about it, I realized that they are more suited for a peaceful life. After reading her brother's letter, Ouyang Jing was sobbing so hard that she couldn't make a sound. However, she still read the rest of the letter resolutely. 12 years ago, I didn't disappear out of my own will. I suddenly left planet Aqua Blue and went to a place called the Tianxian continent. I revived there for more than 10 years. Through my efforts, I finally came back. I wanted to live a good life with you, but then I found out that you didn't need me anymore. Other than asking for my help, you didn't come to see me again. The matters of the mortal world are over, and there's nothing holding me back anymore. Maybe I'll come back in 300 years. When I saved that person, I secretly fed you a lifespan elixir. This elixir is enough for you to live for more than 300 years. Maybe I'll come back in 300 years. Huh?
Why?
Why didn't I get along with you properly? Why did I? After reading her son's letter, Ouyang Jing's heart was filled with guilt. She didn't think that she would end up like this. Oh, by the way, I've divided the Nine Heavens Trading Company into 4 parts. You, your siblings, and the other part was given to the dark operation in planet Aqua Blue. I believe you've seen him now. I left him behind to help you. However, the rights of the Nine Heavens Trading Company are only available to the few of you. No one else can use them. Take this as a gift from me. Continue. There's nothing else to say. See you in 300 years. Ouyang Jing and the others finally finished reading the letter. At this moment, everyone was crying. Yuan Chun walked into the villa the moment he passed the letter to Ouyang Jing. Ho-ho. In the Lin family's villa, there was no other sound apart from crying. Big brother. Big brother. Son, mother knows she was wrong. Please come back. Son. Ho-ho-ho. At this moment, the saddest person was Ouyang Jing, who felt guilty towards Lin Rei. She regretted it very much. She regretted that she didn't know how to cherish him. Now that she had lost him, it was too late for regrets. Ho-ho. Everyone was immersed in the sadness of Lin Rei's departure. They didn't notice that Ouyang Jing's hair was slowly turning white. Bit by bit, it turned white like a snowflake. It was commonly known that one's hair would turn white overnight. This was it. Chapter 286.
Ah, Mom.
Mom, your hair. Long Rose scream drew everyone's attention to Ouyang Jing. When they saw Ouyang Jing's current appearance, they were all stunned. At that moment, Ouyang Jing's hair was white, and his eyes were bloodshot. At first glance, he could frighten people. He looked very terrifying. You. Long Zhong, who was standing beside Ouyang Jing, came back to his senses. When he saw his wife's current appearance, he blamed himself even more. The guilt he felt toward his son and his wife completely emerged at this moment. I'm
sorry.
Everything is because of us. If I hadn't appeared, you might still be together happily like before. Things wouldn't have turned out this way. Long Zhong, who was full of self-blame, squatted on the ground with his hands on his head. Tears flowed uncontrollably from his eyes. After a long time, Ouyang Jing regained his composure when there were no more tears left in his eyes after crying for an unknown period of time.
Ah.
All right, stop crying. Since this is your brother's decision, as his family, we can only support him. We believe that he will come back. It's just 300 years. After 300 years, our family will definitely be reunited. Looking at his son, daughter, and husband in the courtyard, Ouyang Jing no longer looked sad. Other than determination, there was fighting spirit. Yes, as long as we practice well, I believe that Big Brother and his family will definitely come back here in 300 years. Hearing their mother's words, everyone forgot their sadness. At this moment, It was as if the full moon had been revived and was full of fighting spirit. All right, let's go. I believe that with him here, no one will mess around. With that, Ouyang Jing took the lead and walked out of the villa. One after another, Long Ro, Long Feng, and Long Zhong followed. Finally, the Lin family villa returned to its peaceful state. Hee. I believe that after 300 years, you will meet the young master as you wish. At this moment, Yuan Chun, who was in front of the floor-to-ceiling window on the second floor of the villa, chuckled as he watched Ouyang Jing's family leave. Mount Tai, the first mountain in the world, was located at the top of the 5 mountains. The scenery was beautiful and fascinating. At this moment on the peak, an earth-shattering event was happening. At this moment, on the peak of Mount Tai, a young man and a child of 5 or 6 years old stood at the edge of the cliff, looking down at the mountains and rivers below. They exuded a domineering aura. Hey, Lin Rei, since you've come to Mount Tai, let's get started. Does it feel good to stand here and enjoy the scenery? Haha about that. I just want to take a look at the scenery up there. The young man was none other than Lin Rei, who had left Yanjing to draw the exit array at the peak of Mount Tai. The child, on the other hand, was none other than the system's spirit, the little dragon. Upon hearing the little dragon's words, Lin Rei immediately cowered. He explained with a smile, then turned around and walked to the central area. The smile on his face disappeared, and he instantly became serious. You have to be careful. I think you should know the cost of engraving once. Although I know you have a lot of spirit stones, I don't think you can afford such a large consumption, so be a good boy and be serious. Otherwise, you'll go bankrupt before you can complete the engraving. At this moment, the little dragon looked at Lin Rei worriedly. Although it had a sharp tongue, it was all for the sake of getting Lin Rei to leave planet Aqua Blue, which was devoid of spiritual qi. You still have the nerve to say that? At first, I thought it was an ordinary teleportation array, but you told me it was a 9 spirits teleportation array. Do you know how much energy this array consumes? It wasn't easy for me to save up some money in Tianqian continent. Now, in order to draw the 9 spirits teleportation portal, Upon hearing the little dragon's words, Lin Rei knew that it would cost a lot. At the same time, Lin Rei's heart was bleeding as he prepared to draw the 9 spirits teleportation portal. You didn't ask me. I didn't say it was an ordinary teleportation portal. That was just your wishful thinking. You can't blame anyone. Besides, how can an ordinary teleportation portal connect to a teleportation portal on another planet? Really? The little dragon's words were reasonable. If an ordinary teleportation portal wasn't set up on the other side, it couldn't be formed. However, the 9 spirits teleportation portal was different. It was one-sided, but relatively speaking, the cost of setting up a 9 spirits teleportation portal was hundreds or even thousands of times greater than that of an ordinary teleportation portal. This was especially true in terms of spiritual stones. Therefore, when Lin Rei found out that he was going to set up a 9 spirits teleportation portal, he almost fainted. Okay, I won't argue with you anymore. I have to practice it once. Just one practice will cost me millions of mid-grade spiritual stones, millions of upper-grade spiritual stones, and millions of top-grade spiritual stones. Do you know that these spiritual stones are enough to cover the expenses of 3 top sects in Tianqian continent for 100 years? To Lin Rei, spiritual stones were like his life. These spiritual stones were snatched from other sects bit by bit. He didn't expect that he would have to use them all up in one go today. Who would be able to stand this? After saying that, Lin Rei ignored the little dragon. At this moment, Lin Rei was very serious because if he wasn't careful, these spiritual stones would instantly turn into dust and everything would be ruined. Remember, when you sketch, you must concentrate all your energy. Don't lose the big picture for the small. Also, all these resources are yours. The system won't give you anything. After hearing the little dragon's words, Lin Rei didn't refute. At this moment, Lin Rei was concentrating on adjusting his mental strength to the best state. Just as the little dragon said, all the resources to arrange the formation were his, so Lin Rei had to be careful. Slowly, the surrounding atmosphere became heavy, and even the flow of the air began to change. The spiritual energy within 1,000 miles began to gather around Lin Rei at the peak of Mount Tai.
Ha!
Right at this moment, Linley completely unleashed his pinnacle Grand Ascension Stage cultivation base, and the mountain rocks beneath his feet were shattered by the spiritual power that Linley had released. Cracks spread out in all directions like a spiderweb. 9 spirits, heaven hook, turn, all things. One by one, the seals danced on Lin Rei's fingertips. Then, a spell came out of Lin Rei's mouth. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. After a few sounds, the originally empty mountain peak was suddenly filled with piles of spirit stones after Lin Rei's spell was cast. Sigh. Spirit stones. In order for me to leave, I can only sacrifice you. Looking at the spirit stones in front of him, Lin Rei's eyes were full of reluctance. In the end, he resolutely chose to leave. At this moment, Lin Rei's mental strength began to slowly increase. Even Lin Rei himself didn't know this. Okay, hurry up. Pay attention and concentrate. Don't panic. You must complete it. Just as Lin Rei was concentrating his mental strength to sketch out the 9 spirits teleportation array in one fell swoop, the little dragon's voice suddenly startled Lin Rei. At this moment, his mental strength trembled, and a slight flaw appeared in the drawing of the 9 spirits teleportation array. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh sounded in front of Lin Rei. At this moment, the spirit stones that were originally emitting colorful lights completely turned into powder that Lin Rei didn't even dare to think about. It was because of the sudden appearance of the little dragon that Lin Rei was startled. With such a small interlude, tens of millions of spirit stones were completely gone. Ah! A miserable shriek erupted from Linley's mouth when he saw that the spirit stone had been destroyed. And the little dragon knew that the reason for all this was because of its sudden appearance just now. Therefore, the moment Lin Rei screamed, the little dragon disappeared and entered the system. Bastard. Bastard. Prodigal plaything. This is tens of millions of spirit stones. Most importantly, there are still millions of supreme-grade spirit stones inside. How many mid-grade spirit stones is this worth? At this moment, Lin Rei's heart was dripping blood. For so many spirit stones, Lin Rei was already very generous to use them to arrange for a true fortune, but now he came in front of the powder and started to babble, thinking that perhaps he would be lucky enough to leave some behind. But in the end, not a single piece was left. Xiaolong, Xiaolong, you come out, you bastard. Do you know that this is 1/5 of my family's wealth? And you're wasting it like this.
Ah.
He looked around, but at this moment, there was no sign of the little dragon. After the incident, it had already hidden far away in order to avoid Lin Rei's pursuit. Humph, you ran fast, kid. Otherwise, your corpse would have been here today. Lin Rei, I didn't do it on purpose. You know that. I just wanted to remind you. At this moment, the little dragon's voice appeared in Lin Rei's mind. However, at this time, the little dragon's voice sounded very timid. Humph, you still have the nerve to say that. You said that if it weren't for you, I might have already successfully arranged the 9 spirits teleportation formation. You said that if you didn't give me resources, you would make me pay for it out of my own pocket. Lin Rei's anger was gone. He had already thought of this outcome, but he didn't expect it to be because of the little dragon. Therefore, Lin Rei was already prepared for this. Don't worry, I won't let you lose anything. In a while, during the teleportation process, I will give you an unexpected benefit. Take care, you will like it. Oh, really? Hearing the surprise, Lin Rei was energized. Others didn't know, but Lin Rei, who had the system, was very clear. Even a trash little thing was 1,000 times better than the outside world. Therefore, at this moment, Lin Rei was very curious about the little dragon surprise. Chapter 287. Alright, hurry up and draw it. You don't have much time left here. Don't forget, the system only gave you 10 years. You still have 3 days here. If you can't draw the 9 spirits teleportation array in 3 days, you will stay here forever. You understand what I mean. Lin Rei was originally very happy when he heard that there was a prize, but when he heard this, it was as if a basin of cold water was poured over him, waking him up. I knew it. Why would you be so kind? So that's why. He rolled his eyes at the little dragon and didn't say anything else. Let me tell you, little dragon, don't come out and make trouble for me again. If you do it again, you know what the consequences will be. Time was of the essence. Lin Rei quickly returned to his original position. Before he started drawing, Lin Rei had to remind the little dragon. If the little dragon came out to make trouble again when he was drawing at a critical juncture, Lin Rei would really go crazy. Alright, I won't go out. I'll stay here and watch you quietly. You can rest assured now. Hearing Lin Rei's warning, the little dragon in the system promised with an embarrassed expression. That's more like it. After getting the little dragon's promise, Lin Rei released his mental strength and began to concentrate again. This time, Lin Rei was very serious, even more serious than before. This time, I must finish it in one go. Otherwise, my spirit stones won't be enough. While he was concentrating on the surface, Lin Rei couldn't help but mutter in his heart. Slowly, the scene from before came online. The spiritual energy in a radius of 1,000 miles began to converge toward the summit of Mount Tai, with Lin Rei as the center. The atmosphere also began to become tense. 9 spirits connect heaven and earth. With the formation flag as the guide, draw the 9 spirits teleportation array. The incantation for the 9 spirits transfer array was chanted by Lin Rei. The hand seals formed faster and faster until all that could be seen was an afterimage. Whoosh, whoosh. He saw 3 piles of spirit stones appear where the spirit stones were originally. Looking at these spirit stones, Lin Rei did not feel any heartache. His eyes were filled with determination as he began to draw the 9 spirit transfer array. With the array flag as the guide and 10 million mid-grade spirit stones as the array base, hide. Instantly, as soon as Lin Li finished chanting the incantation, the spirit stones in the area where the middle-grade spirit stones had been placed sank into the mountain rocks, disappearing without a trace. Then, 4 formation flags appeared in the surrounding area, transforming into the foundation of the formation. Slowly, 2 hours passed quietly. Lin Rei's forehead was covered with sweat, and his complexion had become even paler. 10 million mid-grade spirit stones as the array base and 1 million high-grade spirit stones as the array symbol. Draw the 9 spirits transfer array. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. Accompanied by Lin Rei's incantation, the pile of high-grade spirit stones scattered in all directions and formed a prototype of the formation. Slowly, the prototype began to be refined. Then, a huge 9 spirits transfer array appeared on the summit of Mount Tai. Whoosh, whoosh. The moment the 9 spirits transfer array was formed, the spiritual energy in a radius of 1,000 miles began to rush toward the 9 spirits transfer array. With the support of the spiritual energy in a radius of 1,000 miles and the coordination of the terrain, the 9 spirits transfer array slowly took shape. Phew. Finally, I can take a break. I didn't expect that setting up the 9 spirits transfer array would be so tiring. I'm a heaven-grade formation master. If I didn't see it with my own eyes, I would have thought that it was a king-grade formation. Looking at his remaining spiritual energy, Lin Rei didn't dare to imagine how terrifying the 9 spirits transfer array was. Lin Rei, who was in the middle of setting up the array, was extremely weak at the moment. If the array didn't succeed before his spiritual energy was exhausted, then the array would fail again and the 10 million spirit stones would turn to dust again. No, I can't let something like this happen again. Let's speed up. With a roar, all the spiritual energy in his body began to be transferred to the 9 spirits transfer array. He began to use his spiritual energy to speed up the completion of the 9 spirits transfer array. At this moment, the little dragon in the system saw Lin Rei's desperate actions and didn't go forward to stop him. Instead, it looked at Lin Rei's performance with reverence. You've finally grown up. I'm very happy about this. However, everything now is just a joke. If you can really persevere until the future, then that's where you belong, and that's where you belong. At this moment, the little dragon no longer had its previous indifferent attitude. At this moment, the little dragon's gaze was sharp and the aura on its body was terrifying. If Lin Rei were here to see this scene, he would be so shocked that his jaw would drop. This was because ever since he met the little dragon, he never knew that the little dragon had any strength. Lin Rei had suspected it before, but he didn't discover anything strange about the little dragon. In the end, Lin Rei slowly lost his dependence on the little dragon and forgot about this matter. Looking at the extremely weak Lin Rei in the outside world, the little dragon was also very nervous. However, it didn't go out to help and chose to remain silent. At this moment, in the outside world, Lin Rei's spiritual energy was almost exhausted, and his spiritual energy was almost exhausted. At this moment, Lin Rei was anxious. If this continued, then not only would the 9 spirits transfer array not be completed, even he would be seriously injured. This was really not a good deal. With a swoosh, a beam of light shot out from the formation, shooting straight into the sky. Linley, who had been on the verge of despair, suddenly saw this phenomenon appear. His anxious face revealed a joyful expression, and a smile appeared on his face. A hearty laughter came out from Lin Rei's mouth. At this moment, Lin Rei was very excited. He originally thought that it was impossible to complete the 9 spirits transfer array, but the 9 spirits suddenly succeeded. How could Lin Rei not be excited about this point? What's there to be proud of? Your heaven-level transfer array has already used up all your spiritual energy and spiritual energy. You can still laugh when you're bleeding. I'm really convinced about this. Sure enough, Lin Rei knew that for such a matter, how could the little dragon, who always loved to mess things up, not appear? Yes, sure enough, after a while, cold water poured down from the top of his head. I know. Regarding this point, Lin Rei didn't refute because what the little dragon said was the truth. Okay, let's not talk about anything else. Hurry up and eat a pill to replenish your energy. Then, activate the 9 spirits transfer array, and let's leave here. Lin Rei was really not used to hearing the little dragon's caring tone. He originally thought that the little dragon would humiliate him, but he didn't expect that it would say such heartwarming words. Oh, got it. Hearing the little dragon's words, Lin Rei quickly sat on the ground, ate a pill, and began to refine it. Time passed little by little. Lin Rei's face finally regained its color, but after all, he had overused his spiritual energy. Although his spiritual energy had recovered, spiritual energy couldn't be replenished with pills. It had to be recovered bit by bit through cultivation. Lin Rei opened his eyes, stood up, and looked at the array he had drawn. He was very gratified about this, but at the same time, he was also very sad. 4 array flags, which were very valuable things, were used up just like that. Okay, don't be sad. There will be more of these things in the future. The only thing you have to do now is to activate the array and leave here. At this moment, the little dragon was impatient. He couldn't wait to leave here immediately. Okay, I'll take you out of here now, okay? Looking at the little dragon's anxious look, Lin Rei was very happy, but for the matter of leaving, Lin Rei was also very anxious. With 1 million best quality spirit stones as the trigger, activate the 9 spirits transfer array. Activate. Lin Rei's words caused the pile of 1 million best quality spirit stones to explode in an instant, turning into a thick but viscous spiritual energy that was injected into the 9 spirits transfer array. Rumble. Rumble. The mountain shook, and the array was activated. Lin Rei, who was in the center of the array, wrapped his whole body with spiritual energy the moment the array was activated. He didn't know what kind of danger he would encounter during the process of teleportation, so it was very right to be prepared. Rumble, rumble. The sound was getting louder and louder, but Lin Rei was still in the same place, without any change. There were no signs of teleportation at all. Seeing this, Lin Rei panicked. It was his first time setting up an array, so Lin Rei couldn't guarantee that he would succeed 100%. Little dragon, do you think it will fail? This was the first time Lin Rei encountered such a thing, so he could only ask an experienced person. At this time, only the system's little dragon could do it.
I
don't know either. This thing is really evil. Why don't we try it again, after you recover your spiritual energy? Hearing Lin Rei's question, the little dragon's face flushed red as he replied that he didn't know how to do it either. At this time, both of them were going crazy. Holy F***. No way. I finally succeeded, but in the end, it's all for naught. Seems like, look at me. I'm really... Rumble. Swoosh. Just as Lin Rei was about to say something, a bright light wrapped around Lin Rei's body, and he disappeared from his spot instantly. In the instant that Lin Li disappeared, the formation was destroyed as well. As for the surrounding formation flags, the moment the formation was destroyed, they were also turned into trash. Trash that was not worth a single cent. At this time, in a tunnel with nothing around him, Lin Rei woke up. Looking around, Lin Rei's face was filled with excitement.
Ha ha ha.
Success. I've succeeded in setting up the 9 spirits transfer array. I've left planet Aqua Blue. Haha. Chapter 288. Lin Rei, who was filled with excitement and the desire to explore the cultivation world, looked at the endless tunnel before him with a smile. Although he was excited, he was also inexplicably afraid. Could it be that I'm too excited? Why do I feel like there's something harmful at the end of this tunnel? For some reason, Lin Rei, who was originally excited, suddenly felt all his good mood disappear at this moment. All that was left was worry that he shouldn't have. Little dragon, come out and see what's going on. Where's the end of this tunnel? All of these explanations could only be explained by the system's spirit. After pausing for a while, seeing that there was no sound and no one else in sight, just as Lin Li was about to call out to the little dragon again, a little dragon that seemed to have just woken up and was yawning suddenly appeared. What are you doing? Didn't you successfully leave the blue planet? I finally fell asleep, and you woke me up just like that. Seriously. She looked at Lin Li with an unwilling expression, as if she was blaming him for disturbing her sweet dreams.
Ugh.
Upon hearing the little dragon's words, Lin Rei felt helpless. He was very nervous now, and didn't expect the little dragon to be so relaxed. In an instant, Lin Rei was furious. Hey, little dragon, we haven't settled the score from before. What's wrong? You're turning your back on me now, aren't you? As soon as Lin Rei said that, the little dragon, who was originally unhappy, revealed a smile instantly. She looked so adorable that Lin Rei couldn't help but want to pinch her. Haha, Lin Li, why would I say that? What I mean is, if there's anything you need, just tell me. As long as it's something I know, I'll definitely tell you everything. What do you think? Her tone was gentle, but when you saw the little dragon speaking with her back molars, you would laugh immediately. I feel that there's something at the end of this tunnel that scares me. Tell me, what exactly is at the end of this tunnel? As soon as the question was asked, the little dragon's eyes instantly sharpened and looked in the direction that Lin Rei said. However, what puzzled Lin Rei was that even the little dragon didn't seem to know. At this moment, although the little dragon's eyes were sharp, she frowned deeply when she looked at the end of the tunnel. This scene made Lin Rei worried. How is it? What exactly is there? Lin Rei couldn't help but ask quickly. Yes. I don't know. This sentence directly made Lin Rei had the urge to rush up and punch him. You said you don't know, so why are you nodding? Alright, let's not talk about him. Since you're awake, I'll give you the surprise I promised you before. After everything is done, I'll go back to sleep. Just a moment ago, they were still talking about the end of the tunnel, but now they immediately changed the topic to a surprise. And this kind of surprise was forced, so Lin Ray didn't have time to refute. Whoosh! The moment the little dragon finished speaking, a ray of light shot out from the little dragon's hand and headed in the direction that Lin Ray was heading. Boom! The tunnel that was originally in front of him suddenly changed its course at this moment. Lin Ray, who wasn't prepared at all, was already very close to the magical tunnel that the little dragon was about to come out of. Damn you, what kind of name is this? What kind of place is this? You...
Swish.
Before Lin Ray could finish speaking, he was drowned in the tunnel and his voice disappeared. Of course, the little dragon had already entered the system. Next is the real cultivation. I hope you can survive there. But to be honest, I don't know if he has sent anyone to look for you. The little dragon in the system had sharp eyes and its body unconsciously emitted an aura that made people want to worship it. However, at this moment, Lin Ray wasn't enjoying it. The moment he was drowned in the tunnel, he entered a different tunnel. Here, Lin Ray felt a different aura. The aura that Lin Ray felt was especially pure. It was a spiritual energy that even Lin Ray didn't know about. This kind of spiritual energy was very high grade. Lin Ray believed that if he continued to stay here, he believed that it wouldn't take long for Lin Ray to break through his current realm and reach the next realm. I didn't expect the surprise that the little dragon mentioned to be so surprising. I just don't know where this place is. However, if the spiritual energy in the tunnel is so strong, how strong would the spiritual energy in the other world be? Lin Ray's words fell completely into the ears of the little dragon. Suddenly, the little dragon fell to the ground with a look of contempt.
Damn you, Lin Ray.
Old-fashioned. If those people in the upper realm heard this, they would definitely laugh their heads off. Although the little dragon said so, it didn't blame Lin Ray. After all, it was normal that Lin Ray didn't know. At this moment, the spiritual energy that Lin Ray felt came from the immortal spiritual energy of the immortal realm. This kind of immortal spiritual energy was one level higher than immortal weapons. Moreover, if one wanted to cultivate to become an immortal, one had to absorb immortal spiritual energy. Just like the ancestor of the Long family on planet Aquablue. Although he was in the Earth immortal realm, he lacked immortal spiritual energy. At most, he was a fake immortal realm master. Therefore, immortal spiritual energy was very important to immortal cultivators. No, that's not right. Why do I feel that the spiritual energy is so heavy? It seems to be starting to squeeze my body. At this moment, the more Lin Ray walked forward, the more he felt that his body was starting to become heavier. His body also felt a kind of pressure. In an instant, Lin Ray no longer had the happy expression that he had before when he saw the spiritual energy. No, if I go forward, the spiritual energy pressure will become stronger and stronger. Although I can keep up now, I still don't have any confidence in this kind of spiritual energy pressure. At this moment, Lin Ray panicked. He didn't know how strong the spiritual energy ahead was. Just the spiritual energy pressure at this moment was enough for Lin Ray to suffer. Time passed little by little. The spiritual energy pressure was already too much for Lin Ray to bear. This kind of pressure was the first time in his life that Lin Ray felt this kind of pressure. Damn you, little dragon, you can do it. Once you successfully tricked me. Just you wait. When I'm safe, even if you're the system's device spirit, I'll beat your ass until it blossoms. After thinking it through, Lin Ray knew that this must be the little dragon's fault. Therefore, at this moment, Lin Ray hated the little dragon to the bone. Oh no, I can't. The spiritual energy pressure has already reached the limit of my body. No, if this goes on, I'll definitely be crushed by the spiritual energy. Lin Ray's eyes were full of panic, fear, and uneasiness. He was very unwilling. He was unwilling to die here.
Boom.
In an instant, when Lin Ray was filled with hatred, a terrifying spiritual energy rushed over and squeezed Lin Ray until he fainted. Chapter 289. Swoosh. The moment Lin Rei fainted, an unknown purple energy appeared and wrapped around the unconscious Lin Rei, blocking out the immortal spiritual energy that Lin Rei thought was spiritual energy. Oh, you finally couldn't resist coming out? In the system, the little dragon had been paying attention to Lin Rei's every move. The moment it saw the purple energy, the little dragon's face revealed a playful smile. From its tone, it seemed that it had already guessed that the purple energy would appear. Hee, the power of the bloodline is indeed powerful. Although it's only in a slightly awakened state, it can use this ability to block out immortal spiritual energy. It seems that I've underestimated the power of the bloodline. Looking at the unconscious Lin Rei, the little dragon looked at her with a guilty gaze and said guiltily, "I'm sorry. You have to raise your cultivation faster than others, because only then can you complete that task. Although I'm the spirit of the system, I'm also your friend. I hope that you can become stronger. When you reach the end of the tunnel, you'll know that there's something that you want to work hard for." If Lin Rei heard the little dragon's words at this moment, he would definitely curse out loud. Damn you, I was tricked by you just like that. No matter what, you have to give me some compensation or something. Don't even think about it. However, at this moment, Lin Rei was unconscious. He didn't know what was happening in the outside world. After a long time, in the endless tunnel, there was no other thing or color other than darkness. Suddenly, after an unknown amount of time, in the originally dark tunnel, a ray of light suddenly appeared in front of them. The light was like hope, illuminating the dark tunnel. The closer they got to the light, the stronger the immortal spiritual energy became. Waves of rich, immortal spiritual energy turned into a wind and rushed into the tunnel. Swoosh. Lin Rei arrived at the end of the tunnel and rushed into the light in an instant. Bang, bang, bang. Lin Rei, who rushed out of the light, fell to the ground and rolled. As for that violet energy, as soon as it emerged from the light, it entered Lin Li's body, disappearing without a trace. Lin Rei rolled for a while and stopped in the distance. However, at this time, Lin Rei was still unconscious. Roar! Suddenly, the cries of demonic beasts came from all directions. Every single one of them was an angry roar that resonated through the sky. The volume of the roar was rarely heard in the world. Amen. At this moment, Lin Rei, who had been lying unconscious on the ground, finally moved. Perhaps it was because he had been unconscious for too long, but Lin Rei slowly opened his eyes after waking up. In an instant, he closed them again. What's going on? Where is this place? The moment he opened his eyes, he saw the sun above his head. It was emitting scorching energy, which made Lin Rei feel very uncomfortable. This was because after reaching a certain level, one would become immune to the heat of the sun. At this moment, Lin Rei obviously did not. At this moment, not only did Lin Rei feel very hot, but he also felt that his body was very heavy, as if it had something to do with the surrounding spiritual qi. Slowly, Lin Rei tried to open his eyes. After adapting to the light of the sun, he turned his head and began to scan where he was. As the saying goes, if you don't look, you won't know. When Lin Rei scanned his surroundings, his gaze froze in front of him, and he didn't move anymore. At this moment, Lin Rei saw a forest. However, what surprised Lin Rei was that every tree in this place was shockingly big. He had never seen such a big tree even in Xiantian. This was a forest. Judging from Lin Rei's experience, this was not just a forest. Moreover, Lin Rei could feel that this place was very dangerous. System, scan this place. I want all the detailed information. Since he didn't know where this place was, Lin Rei's only choice was to use the system's identification function to identify where this place was. Ding dong, please wait for a moment, host. Ding dong, storing energy completed. Beginning scan. Ding dong, beginning to locate. Ding dong, information verified. Please wait for a moment, host. Lying on the ground, Lin Rei listened to the system and felt very bored. Besides, with his previous experience, Lin Rei knew that this kind of thing would proceed very slowly. Thus, slowly, Lin Rei tried to sit up and even stand up. However, Lin Rei's manly voice was that after an hour, Lin Rei could only sit up with difficulty. And just this alone was the price of using up all the energy in his body. F***ck. Where the hell is this? The gravity is too strong. How the F***ck am I supposed to survive in this place from now on? Lin Rei was troubled. After all, he was already here and had to survive in this place in the future. If this was already so difficult, how much more pain would there be in the future? Lin Rei did not even dare to think about it. Ding dong, congratulations to host. The scanning of the region has been completed. Ding dong, congratulations to host. The place you are in right now is called the Endless Mountains. It is a forbidden area. Ding dong, congratulations to host. The world you are in right now is called the Immortal World. The spirit energy you are absorbing is called Immortal Spirit Energy.
Boom.
As though he was struck by lightning, Lin Rei could not believe the system's words. He looked ahead in shock. He could not believe that the system was telling him the truth. Immortal World? You've got to be kidding me, right? The Immortal World is a place where Earth Immortals and Heaven Immortals are as numerous as dogs. I'm just a puny Mahayana pinnacle cultivator, and you're asking me to survive in the Immortal World. Are you F***ing kidding me? At this moment, Lin Rei felt as though 10,000 F***ers were running through his mind. System, you're not cheating me, are you? You know, I'm only at the pinnacle of the Mahayana realm. In the Immortal World, let alone a Heaven Immortal, even an Earth Immortal would be a tough opponent for me. How about this? Is there any way for me to leave now? Lin Rei asked again, unsure. However, halfway through, Lin Rei was sure that this was the Immortal World and wanted to leave. Ding dong, yes you can. But are you sure you want to leave? Here, you can find opponents that you can't find in the mortal world. You can also improve your cultivation quickly. Many people can't even get such an opportunity. Are you sure you want to leave? The price to pay for leaving is very high. To be clear, your current value is not enough to leave this place. Isn't it the same as not saying anything? At this moment, Lin Rei was sure that he was in the Immortal World, and he was sure that he could not leave this place. Little dragon, you've really tricked me. Are you kidding me? You drove me here. Just you wait. I'm not done with you. Chapter 290. At this time, Lin Rei, who had finished complaining, knew that it was time for him to go back. He was prepared to fight here because Lin Rei knew that this was a very good challenge for him. If he couldn't even get through here, how could he talk about reaching the peak of the Tao? How could he talk about protecting his family? After making the decision, Lin Rei began to rest, preparing to work hard to stand up again. At this moment, Lin Rei's state of mind had a new sublimation. Although his cultivation did not increase, the increase in realm was also good for Lin Rei. Since I'm here, I'll just take it as it comes. Little dragon, don't you want me to quickly increase my cultivation so that I can complete the final task? Fine, I'll be proud of you. Work hard to cultivate. I want to see what the final task is that it won't speak of. At this moment, Lin Rei had already accepted his current situation with an attitude of taking things as they came, because this was all he could do now. 10 minutes later, Lin Rei took out a lot of pills. Whether it was pills to increase physical strength or spiritual energy, no matter what it was, they were all thrown into Lin Rei's mouth. 10 minutes later, Lin Rei finally regained his strength. At this moment, Lin Rei was determined to stand up. If you think you can defeat me with such a small difficulty, then you're looking down on me too much. Lin Rei, who had recovered his strength, did not want to be unable to stand because of the immortal spiritual energy, so he worked hard. At this moment, Lin Rei was determined to stand up. He did not hesitate to grit his teeth until they bled. He was still determined to stand up as soon as possible. Ding dong, host, you have to hurry up. When I answered your question just now, I missed out on the most important thing. Lin Rei, who was trying hard to stand up, was speechless when he suddenly heard the system's words. He had already said that it was an important thing, but it was still talking nonsense. Okay, then hurry up and say it. At this moment, how could Lin Ray have the time to listen to the system? Lin Ray thought that the most important thing right now was to be able to walk normally. Ding dong, host, I forgot to mention the endless mountain range. This is not an ordinary mountain range. This is the center of a forbidden area in the west. That one sentence made Lin Ray, who was about to stand up, fall back to his original spot after hearing the system's words. He stared blankly ahead, his eyes filled with disbelief. How is this possible? Didn't I just come to the immortal world? Is there a need to toy with me like this? At this moment, Lin Ray was filled with regret. This was a forbidden zone. This was not a place where ordinary people could enter. Even experts did not dare to come here, and at this moment, he was still standing in the center of the forbidden area. You say, anyone would be scared half to death by these words. Fortunately, Lin Ray's mental state was good. Otherwise, if it was an old man, he would have been scared to death. Ding dong! The division of the endless mountain range. There are 6 layers. The first layer is the outermost area. Usually, only earthly immortals and heaven immortals appear there.
What?
The outermost area is full of earthly immortals and heaven immortals. Then, there are more in the center. Thinking of this, Lin Ray did not have the courage to continue thinking. It would be a lie to say that Lin Ray was not afraid of death. Everyone was afraid of death, but it depended on whether it was worth it. Obviously, Lin Ray had been cheated. Of course, needless to say about the second layer, there are Xian immortals. I won't say much about the 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th layers. Now, you are in the center of the 6th layer. So, host, you have to quickly adapt to the environment here, and then quickly escape from here. Otherwise, TSK. The moment the system finished speaking, it disappeared without a trace. Only Lin Ray was left sitting on the ground in a daze. He looked ahead blankly, as if there was nothing left to live for. As the saying goes, the feeling of breaking one's teeth and swallowing it into one's stomach. At this moment, Lin Ray really felt it. What the F***CK is this? First, I frowned. Second, I didn't set fire. Although I occasionally killed people, they were all bad people. Could it be that my fate is wrong? Or that my fate is not strong enough? Why did you arrange such a fate for me? Previously, he wanted to beat up the little dragon, but now, his desire was reignited. It was fine before, but when he found out where he was, Lin Ray was completely furious. This was like throwing him into a fire pit. Who would be able to bear such a thing? Ow, ow, ow. The roar of a beast came from afar. However, Lin Ray, who was sitting in the same place, could clearly feel the power behind the evil beast. It was so strong that Lin Ray had never seen it before. What the F***CK? What the F***CK should I do? I can't move now. What if some earth immortal or heaven immortal evil beast rushes out? Won't I die immediately? When he thought of this, Linley began to struggle with all his might. He was someone who was determined to reach the peak of the Tao, so he couldn't die here. It started. Lin Ray took out all the elixirs that he had refined earlier. When he did not have the ability or strength, he ate some and then continued to work hard to get out of danger as soon as possible. Just like that, bottle after bottle of pills were consumed by Linley. If anyone in the immortal world were to see this scene, they would definitely say without hesitation, "What a waste of God's gifts." As the elixirs disappeared at a speed visible to the naked eye, Lin Ray's legs also slowly left the ground. 1 centimeter, 2 centimeters, 10 centimeters. Slowly, Lin Ray's legs left the ground, and he was about to stand up completely. Ha, I'm finally going to stand up. This F***er really has to pay the price. Although Lin Ray was happy that he was about to stand up, when he saw the empty bottles of elixirs in front of him, Lin Ray's heart could not help but bleed. These were all his assets. Although Lin Ray knew that he might not need them in the future, these were all good things after all. Among the elixirs that Lin Rei ate, the lowest grade elixirs were of the earth level. Therefore, Lin Rei could not help but feel heartache. Phew, I'm finally standing up. The feeling of having both feet on the ground was really good. At this moment, Lin Rei experienced the feeling of being able to stand up. It was really good. Lin Rei felt good about himself. Although standing up and walking solved the problem, Lin Rei really did not solve the problem of flying speed. He could not think of any way to solve it. Sigh. Who cares? Let's try it first. Anyway, it's not now. With that, Lin Rei let go of his previous thoughts and immediately used his spiritual power to perform the signature skill of the body integration realm, teleportation. Chapter 291. With a swoosh, Linley disappeared from where he was. But what made Linley feel awkward was that as soon as he used his teleportation skill, when he reappeared, Linley discovered that he hadn't moved at all. He was still in his original spot, without moving at all. Ugh.
Ah.
At this moment, Lin Rei looked up to the sky and howled as if he had gone mad. He did not understand how he could move freely. Hey, Lin Rei, can you be quiet? This is the central area of the Endless Mountains. If you keep shouting like that, it won't take long before a demon beast comes and kills you in seconds. Just as Lin Rei was worrying, a person who made Lin Rei's teeth itch appeared. This person who appeared was the little dragon who said that he would give him a surprise. Damn you still have the nerve to show up. Look at where you've put me. You also know that this is the Endless Mountains, right? Then, do you know that any demon beast here can send me to the Western Paradise? When Lin Rei saw the little dragon, he was so angry that he had nowhere to vent his anger. Just as he was worrying about how to vent his anger, the little dragon appeared. Ugh. I just wanted you to cultivate faster. Who knew that your character would be so bad? You've just arrived in the immortal realm, and you've already entered this forbidden area. Hearing Lin Rei's abuse, the little dragon did not get angry. Instead, he was a little ashamed. He avoided Lin Rei's eyes and retorted to Lin Rei. You still have the nerve to say that it's a surprise and that it's for my own good. Then tell me, what benefits do I have in this place? Look at me now. I can't even move or fly. Other than standing there and waiting to be slaughtered, what else can I have? It was impossible for the resentment to disappear completely in an instant. At this moment, Lin Rei had a stomach full of anger, so the unlucky one was the little dragon. Alright, I know you're upset because I cheated you. But you have to remember that I'm doing this for your own good. Besides, what's wrong with this endless mountain range? If you want spiritual herbs, there are spiritual herbs. If you want materials to carve a formation, there are materials. Moreover, there are also demonic beasts. You can train your body a few times. Ever since Lin Rei got to know the little dragon, he hadn't noticed anything else. When it came to thanking the little dragon, no one dared to claim second place. Hearing the little dragon's words, to be honest, Lin Rei was a little tempted. But at least his resentment had not been resolved yet. I know you're most annoyed because you can't move. That's why I'm here. I don't want you to be killed by demonic beasts as soon as you arrive in the immortal realm. With that, a book appeared in front of Lin Rei out of thin air. The word convert appeared in Lin Rei's pupils. Convert? Looking at the book, Lin Rei was puzzled. But he knew that it must be something good, because it came from the little dragon. What do you mean? Convert what? Finally, Lin Rei couldn't hold back his curiosity. He came in front of the little dragon and asked shamelessly. Hearing Lin Rei's question, the little dragon quickly greeted him with a smile and joked, I knew you weren't such a stingy person. TSK, if I was angry, I wouldn't have waited until now. I would have been angered to death in the profound heaven realm. Yes. Hearing Lin Rei's words, the little dragon's face showed embarrassment. Then he explained the origin of the book called Convert. This book is called Convert. It's a cultivation method that can allow Mahayana realm cultivators or even lower cultivators to survive in the immortal realm. Of course, The person who created this cultivation method was a Mahayana realm cultivator. He was unwilling to be bound by the rules of the immortal realm, so he created this cultivation method. Lin Rei knew the origin and purpose of the book. Without hesitation, he grabbed the suspended cultivation method in his hand. He couldn't wait to sit cross-legged and began to cultivate the cultivation method. Already spirit, convert spirit, yin yang crown. Originally, when he heard the little dragon's introduction, he was already very surprised. After Lin Rei started to cultivate and really understood the horror of this cultivation method, Lin Rei believed that the person who created this cultivation method must be a very powerful existence. The greatest use of this cultivation method was to convert the inferior spiritual qi of the lower realm into the immortal spiritual qi of the immortal realm. Moreover, it didn't limit the classification. Even foundation establishment stage cultivators could cultivate it. However, the most important condition was that the cultivator's body first had to be able to withstand the erosion of the immortal spiritual qi. Of course, for Lin Rei, who had the body of a low-grade immortal artifact, this was obviously not a problem. Slowly, the low-grade spiritual energy in Lin Li's Dantian began to change, and the immortal spiritual energy in the outside world also began to change. The spiritual energy in his body wanted to rush out, while the immortal spiritual energy in the outside world wanted to rush into Lin Li's body. Slowly, the two types of spiritual energy began to disappear. Slowly, the conversion of spiritual qi was carried out at the speed of ants pecking at food. When the little dragon saw Lin Rei's situation, it smiled and disappeared on the spot. After a long time, the excitement on Lin Li's face slowly turned into a solemn expression. Then, cold sweat began to drip down his cheeks. Finally, a painful cry broke the silence. At this moment, Lin Rei's face was full of pain, which was very worrying. Originally, Lin Rei thought that it was not a big deal. However, at the critical moment of the conversion, the pain that came from the process arose spontaneously. This kind of pain was something that Lin Rei had never seen before. At this moment, Lin Rei's Dantian was no longer shining brilliantly like before. At this moment, Lin Rei's Dantian was gray, but it was very terrifying. The gray spiritual qi was swimming in Lin Rei's Dantian. Not only that, this gray spiritual qi began to heal the hidden injuries left behind by his previous injuries. Oh, sure enough, it was not a waste. This gray spiritual qi is of such a high grade. I just don't know how powerful it is. Lin Rei, who was still in the process of converting spiritual qi, felt the spiritual qi in his Dantian. He was so excited that he wanted to jump up, but he stopped himself from doing so. Time passed little by little. The longer his aura was in the endless mountains, the more dangerous it would be for him. Therefore, Lin Rei could not help but speed up the conversion process. A day passed just like that. The next morning, although the surroundings could not be said to be full of birds and flowers, the air was still fresh. There was no rotten smell from before. Boom! A sound similar to an explosion came from Lin Rei's Dantian. The sound was not very loud, but it could be seen that at this moment, Lin Rei's aura had changed. You're tuning in to the Biyao's Wuxia Chronicles YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.